Raider! Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever! You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, look at come. A leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
I guess it would help if I took my microphone off of mute.
Just press the name.
All right. What is up, Raider Nation? Your old buddy Murph back once again for what we hope to be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Raiders Fan Radio episode number 185. Coming to you live here from Murph's Fan Cave, from the palatial Fan Cave studios, or otherwise known as my bonus room. We appreciate you joining us live, all of you that are in the chat room on the YouTubes. After being off last week from the YouTubes, we had to upload the show separately, but thankfully the YouTubes is flying tonight, and so I hope you are enjoying watching us live tonight. Thank you for being here. So many of you in there already. Ron the Wrench is in there, of course, holding it all down. He's the Mater Raider. And we also have Ty the Raider is in there, or Mosh calls him Ta-da Raider. Chevy Silver Raider, Killed Jadis, the big...
I got this.
Oh,
Adam Hill, Ron, Chevy, Central Cali Bear, Ta-da Raider, Pirate 1975, Chevy Silver Raider, Michelle, Killed Jadis, Swag Jeff, Dud 23, and the Big Easy.
Nice.
I was writing them down.
Oh.
I got a new pen.
You got a new pen? You want to show your pen? I haven't introduced you yet, but you're showing your new pen.
No, I just want to show you.
Look, you got your new pen on your new camera, Mosh.
Man.
Look at Uncle Mosh over there, getting his 4K on over there. Yeah, man, looking good. Oh, so anyway, so without further ado, before I get to all the rest of this crap, because none of it matters without the legendary, the one and only Uncle Mosh.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. No, really, thank you. No, thank you. It's so good to be here. I'm so excited to be here.
Excited to have you, Mosh.
Man, at least we're here on a win. We're here.
Oh, yeah.
The weather's turning kind of cool. I'm going hunting again on Saturday.
Nice. Already got an 8-pointer already?
Already got an 8-pointer. Can't wait to get another one.
Nice.
It's all about the horns now. It's all about the horns.
Nice.
But anyway, just fired up, man. Fired up. We beat the Donkeys.
We beat the Donkeys, man. It was such a fun game. Such a fun game. So appreciate you, Uncle Mosh, being here tonight. No Swag Jeff. Swag Jeff is on daddy duty tonight, but he is in the chat room. So if you are so inclined, you can join us in the chat. That is at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. And, it's funny I always say that, but anybody that's listening to us now is already probably in the chat.
Right.
Even people like my boo Max, who typically doesn't type in the chat, but she's always out there watching. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, I got to shout her out. I got to show you something cool, Mosh. Max got me this. So I don't know if you noticed here on the show, like I'm not married, but I wear a ring on my right hand.
We're not jewelry guys, yeah.
And I'm not jewelry guys, but she got me this ring. Look at this. It's one of those rubber rings, but look at it. Can you see what the logo
right
is
there.
on it?
Hold it right there.
Can you see?
Nice.
Isn't that freaking badass? Yeah, thank you, boo. Anyway, so join us in the chat, youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave, and you can join in and see us live each and every Wednesday night. Not next Wednesday, though. This Wednesday, we are here. Uncle Mosh and I and Swagger, we're going to take off next Wednesday because it's Thanksgiving week, but you might catch an episode of RFR is Trippin' from me and Uncle Mosh.
Yes.
Is we might be in the car on the way to go throw some dice.
We might be tripping.
Yeah, we might be tripping. We're always tripping.
People claim we're always tripping, so the kids say.
That's exactly. That's right. So, anyways, appreciate you in the chat tonight. And thank you for all you do to support Murph's Fan Cave podcast network. Also, thank you for supporting our audio podcast, which you can find at Murph's Fan Cave. That is MURFS Fan Cave on any podcast service. That is Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play. It's Apple Podcast now. I keep forgetting to say that. But iHeartRadio, Spotify, if it has audio, we're there. Alexa, we're like way high on Alexa.
Really?
Like, Alexa's like a big deal for us. We're like in like the upper, like, I forget what percentage, but whatever. But it's like the top, like, this is going to sound stupid, but the top like 4,000 podcasts.
Wow.
But which I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but for a dopey little Raiders show like this, that's like really super high, considering there's like 200,000 podcasts in Alexa's thing.
Wow.
Yeah, we're like, so anyways, I get these weird reports all the time. And anyway, so thank you for those of you that are listening to us on your Amazon Echo or your Alexa.
Well, hey, you know
which
what?
I just woke up, by the way, by saying it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So we'll probably get like, you know, the best of Bonnie Raitt playing here in a minute or something.
Hey, Alexa, play the last episode of The Mandalorian.
Hey, Jason Marshall's in the house tonight. You don't know who that is because Jason Marshall says, "What's up, Raider brothers? New viewer here."
Right on.
Well, congratulations, Jason. You're part of the group, man, and you're in on the chat, so I love that.
That's
Would love to hear
awesome.
from you.
That is awesome. And speaking of that, thank you, Jason Marshall. Before we'll talk about the foundation later, I've got that here on my list, but I'm going to cross it off and go right into this because I think this is a good segue, considering we got Jason in the chat. So we get feedback all the time. Like, we get feedback, positive and negative. 99% of it is positive feedback, but occasionally we'll get something negative in terms of feedback, and sometimes it gets my attention and sometimes it doesn't. Something happened this last week that got a little bit of my attention, and Mosh and I, and even Swaggo and I have talked about a few different things, and so I just want to bring this up. We get feedback, and then also we get new listeners, just like Jason Marshall in the chat tonight, and I'm sure many others. We know we get new listeners all the time because our subscribers, although our show has not taken off on the YouTube like a rocket, it's a slow climb. Like, we get new subscribers and new listeners and new watchers every single week, and thank you to all of you that support us. So some of the feedback that we got was about our Raider content, or quote, lack thereof. Like, we got some comments about folks that said, "Hey, I've been listening to your show now for 15 minutes and you guys haven't talked about the Raiders yet." Well, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to just maybe every once in a while kind of revisit kind of who we are, like revisit what this whole fan cave thing and what this whole Raiders fan radio thing is about.
Yeah, our mission statement, if you will.
Our mission statement, if you will. Absolutely. Because, you know, look, I want to honor, like, if someone's willing to take the time to write us a letter or an email or a Twitter post or a Facebook post, like, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your willingness to reach out to us. So I want to honor that. But also, we also got to be fair to who we are and what we are, too, and honor that. So, Mosh, what do you think?
Murph, let me just run this by you.
Okay.
What do Marco's Pizza, raises, tires, cars, video games, the Navy, kids, school, church, Geico, Vinny's Crush, Thanksgiving, jobs, Candy Crush, casinos, and many, many more have in common with Max? DC4, donkeys, F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. Defense, offense, sacks, horse-headed people, special teams, refs, and our hatred for the Chiefs. What do those things all have in common?
Well,
do you know?
They're all things we talk about on this show and things we talk about during Raider games.
This is what we talk about in a Raider game. So for people that say, "Oh, well, maybe your fandom is in question because you went 14 seconds without saying Raiders," I got news for you. This is Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. I'm going to go slow on that. A lighter side journey into the dark side. You know what the dark side is, or you wouldn't be here.
Right.
So the lighter side journey is what we do. Our listeners, they know that your glasses fog up and you have an unhealthy obsession for Star Wars.
Amen.
Okay? And our new guy's going to learn that. You'll know that Swaggy buys everything on sale. He's been known to pay full price for things, too.
Hence the name Swag Jeff.
Hence the name Swag Jeff. You'll learn that Q-Dog, the Raider, Q-Dog, we love Q-Dog. Aaron is our capo. He just pitched in 1911. We know the happy
right on.
109th Omega Phi Sci-Fi Q-Dogs, right? That's why he does that. It's their birthday. He honors them, okay? You know, or you will know, that I've never met a donut I don't like.
True.
Does that have anything to do with me being a Raider fan? I got my face on a shirt. You know, it's got a Raider shield behind it. We have fun. We love our team, and we're loyal followers. We don't always jump right into stuff, but we don't have to be those hard-hitting dialogues about the team. And sometimes we have our personal issues that we share. Jeff has an obsession with you know who. Okay, he also has an obsession with spending money on Amazon. You can't do simple math.
No.
You know, you love numbers, but you hate math.
No, I can barely figure out how old I am.
And I rant about a lot of stuff.
You do. It usually comes back to food.
And we're and we're not opposed to constructive criticism, but we're not going to change our format, folks. And I'm sorry if you don't like us, hit the thumbs down button. You know what else you can do? Change the channel.
Turn it off.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time. We love our listeners. We have fun. We go back and forth. You know, we do what we do, and we think we do it well, or we wouldn't have been doing it for 185 episodes.
Amen, Mosh.
And, you know, we want to have a good time. Coach is in the house, you know. He gives me a hard time about doing the truffle shuffle when his kid's in the room. You know, I mean, you're going to learn these things. Stick around for an episode or two, man.
That's the thing.
It's all there.
That's it. Thank you. Well put, Mosh. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, man, just hang in there with us, man. We're going to, look, we talk mostly about the Raiders, but occasionally we'll get on some tangents, and we like to have a good time. We like to have fun, and because this whole thing, the reason we call it Raiders Fan Radio is that we love Raiders fans, and Raiders fans are family. Raider Nation is a family. It's the reason I'm wearing this Stronger Together shirt tonight. It's all about the community of Raider fans. And guess what? Family doesn't just dwell on one thing, hard-hitting all the time. And listen, this is not to disparage what anybody else does, but there are endless amounts of Raiders podcasts nowadays. The Black Hole has their own show.
You betcha.
You know what I mean? Like,
those are good shows. Some of those are great shows.
They're great shows. This is not to disparage what other folks do, but if you want to find other podcasts where all they do is just do nothing but talk about the Raiders endlessly, there's plenty of room for that. So that's not what this particular thing is going to be about. So anyways, not to be too self-indulgent, but we just want anybody new coming around, this is what we do. But I promise you, we will have a lot of fun. We will talk a lot about the Raiders in one way or the other. Like, look at my freaking house. Look at my bonus room. Like, it all comes back to the Raiders eventually, I promise you.
Yep.
We just want to have fun along the way. And most importantly, we want to celebrate you, Raider Nation, all those people in the chat room, all the people that we hear from, each and every week. Thank you for everything that you do. And, I guess that's it. So welcome to Raiders Fan Radio. For those of you that are new.
And our new buddy, Jason Marshall.
Yes.
And he wants to know where we're located. We're located in Murph's Fan Cave, right in the heart of Middle Tennessee. We're a couple of transplanted Bay Area boys who, I tell you the truth, I made my way out here a couple of wives ago, and I was getting married, and I called up Murph and I said, "You got to get here, dude." And he showed up for the wedding. He fell in love with the girl that was singing, and next thing I know, he dumps her, and he's planted his butt on my couch. He's been here ever since. Great way to start a new marriage, Murph. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, your marriage, not mine. Yeah. I started your marriage by having his nephew move in.
Yeah.
And they called me It. They go, it's here again. It's on our couch watching college football nonstop. One time, remember when the DirecTVs first started their college football game plan? There was one time I went over to Mosh's house, invited myself over, and sat on his couch and watched like 6 college football games. I started off with like some of the stuff going on in like the Big East, and then ended up with like Hawaii versus like, I don't know, Wyoming or whatever. It was crazy. Anyways, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, my goodness.
But anyways, yeah, we are California transplants. We're both from San Jose, California. Grew up diehard Raider fans. Raiders in our blood. Brought it with us. And have oddly found so many wonderful Middle Tennessee Raider connections. From Jeff from Domenico's and from, Jeff is the all-time passing leader at Alameda High School, played college ball at Laney College in Oakland.
Dude, Gruden did his mother's laundry.
Gruden did his mother's laundry. Exactly. So, we got to know those folks. If you look over Mosh's shoulder there, you see the Will Compton jersey over there. We've had Will Compton in the fan cave. Will, who lives here, and of course played for the Raiders last year. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've had so many cool Raider-related things that we found in our community, and so we're gonna keep the ball rolling. And here's the best thing. I'll say this, and then I'm gonna shut up, and we're gonna get into the next segment. We do a podcast about a Las Vegas football team. They used to be in Oakland. They used to be in Los Angeles. We do the show in Middle Tennessee, and we go to 80 countries around the world.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about this coming up when we get to the Silver and Black UK guys. We've connected with people literally around the world because of this show, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of. It's wonderful, the community that's built up. Anyways, I could ramble about it all night, but I'm not going to. I'm going to shut up. Mosh, let's hit a break, and then we'll get into episode 185.
Hit the contact button there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, I got
that. That's on you. That's not on me.
Girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us, show at RaidersFanRadio.com, or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Merv's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit? Good. A Chevy Silver Raider says, I had an uncle who came to watch a football game once and didn't leave for 5 years.
That's awesome.
I hear you. Hey, so
awesome.
Let me shout out a couple more people. Raider
Please.
Jokers here, Atticus B. Rockin', Raider Critique, and Super Him, Lorenzo Corroz. Lorenzo Corroz is in the house, man. So the chat is multiplying. The chat is filling up. It's good. There's more room for everybody. Come
awesome,
on,
man. Appreciate y'all. And and one last thing too. Speaking of uncles, Mosh is my real life uncle. This ain't no joke. That's not and I know a lot of people in the chat call him T.O. Mosh, and that could be a referential name to people, just like an older, wiser
in Hawaii,
person in your life.
Everybody's your auntie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Uncle Mosh really is my Uncle Mosh. Absolutely. So, and this is, and our Raider fandom is a family thing. It's
absolutely
deep. It runs real deep in our family. I got pictures of right here over my shoulder is Uncle Mosh's older brother, my Uncle Bruz, and then my dad together at a Raider game. You know what I mean? It runs real deep in our family. Anyways, so speaking of family, Jeff, Swag Jeff, our buddy, the third man in the booth usually here at Raiders Fan Radio. He is my best friend. He is Uncle Mosh's former student, and he has come up as an amazing Raider fan, an amazing freaking not only best friend to us, but man, he's a great Raider fan. We love to give him a hard time about his obsession with certain players, but he's a good loyal Raider fan, and he takes our episode number each and every week. This week happens to be number 185. And ties that number back to something significant within Raider Nation. Now, Jeff is not here tonight, but he called in his 185, and here's what we got.
Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? It's your boy Swag Jeff coming at you for episode number 185 of RFR Live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, episode number 185, and we're going to talk about a player that wore the number 85. We're going to go back to 1983. This player was drafted in the 5th round in 1983 and played 5 seasons in silver and black. That's right, we're talking about number 85, wide receiver Daryl Dokey Williams. He had 14 receptions for 259 yards and 3 touchdowns, and oh yeah, got a Lombardi Trophy and a ring the following January. But that season in 1983, he had 18.5 yards per reception. Have a good show.
All right, Swaggo, appreciate you, buddy. That is number 185 of Raiders Fan Radio. We're going to officially kick it off now. And, Mosh, at the top of the show, we like to give some respect.
A little respect is good around
here. We like to give a little respect. We're Italian. We like to give respect. We don't do props. We don't do shout-outs. Nothing wrong with those things, but we like to give a little bit of respect. So I got a lot of respect to throw around tonight.
Okay, come on.
First off, I want to respect the foundation, and not because it's the foundation, but I want to respect what everybody has done to support the foundation. The foundation I'm talking about is the One Nation Foundation. So that's a foundation that myself and Raider Cody, if you know who Cody is, of course you do if you're listening to this, you know Raider Cody is. We started the One Nation Foundation. Uncle Mosh is on board as an official officer of the foundation. And between the three of us, what we did was we formed a nonprofit that will then give money away to other Raider-related charities. Could be Bolitnikoff, could be the Stabler Foundation, could be in Kenny King Jr.'s mom, her battle against cancer. Any of the money that we're getting, like tonight, like in the Super Chat, Franklin, thank you for that donation. Thank you so much. Swag Jeff contributed in there. Also, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider did. But yeah, so like that money that Franklin gave us, 100% of that money goes into the One Nation Foundation, and then we, numerous times throughout the course of the season, will give that money away to those different various charities. So I was telling Mosh tonight, like, it's crazy, man. Like, our numbers, like, even when we're not, quote, promoting something, donations are just kind of flowing in. So it's an amazing thing that Raider Nation is doing. Thank you so much for all you're doing. We have so much appreciation for you. And I've got something for you, Raider Nation.
What do you got?
So I don't know if I can't really move my camera, but above my clock up here, you have to see it. If I do it in the fan cave cam, those of you who see, like, so this picture, if you could see me kind of pointing up there, that picture is a picture that was drawn by Richard Miller. He has a website or a YouTube channel called Ether Art. I think I'm pronouncing that right. There's a link in the show notes, so just go look at the link in the show notes. Richard drew that picture of Fred Bolitnikoff and Kenny Stabler for me to hang up here in the fan cave. And he did another piece, or he said he was going to do another piece that we were going to auction off here on the show. So we put it out there to Raider Nation on what player that you wanted to have Richard draw. And you all voted Bo Jackson overwhelmingly was like the winner. So Richard has completed the Bo Jackson drawing, and Mosh, it's freaking gorgeous. I'm getting goosebumps.
Man.
Wait till I show this to you, Raider Nation. So what we're going to do, Uncle Mosh is going to tell you what you can do to win this thing while I'll show you here on camera.
Okay, so what we decided to do is, if you're like me, and a lot of you are, I'm not necessarily saying you're built like me or you have an obsession with donuts like I do, but I'll go out and I'll buy myself something for Christmas, okay? I'll go out and I'll get myself something, and I'll tell the wife, hey, guess what you just bought me? We have a way of doing that. I did that with a truck one time with Murph. I'm like, hey, Murph, you just bought my old truck, and this gun. But anyway, so what you can do is you can bid on this for yourself, or you can bid on this for somebody else. We're going to take bids starting at $25. We're going to take bids through Murph at RaidersFanRadio.com, and the bidding will close at midnight on the November 30th, okay? At midnight, at 11:59 on the 30th of November, because we want to be able to ship this completely as it is, to ship it so that you can get it before Christmas, whether it's a Christmas picture for yourself or for your fan cave, or if you want to give it to your old Uncle Mosh, or whatever you want to do, okay? It is an amazing picture.
It is. Richard does great work. Again, support his Ether art. He's also on Fine Art America. You can find him there. But his YouTube channel is in the link, so start there. Subscribe to Richard. He's done this all free. He's just given us all this stuff. So please support Richard Miller, and we want to give him a lot of respect. And then again, 100% of the money that we get will go to charity. Basically, this is the same kind of auction we did for the Compton jersey, for the autographed Compton jersey. Just email me your donation, or email me your amount, and whoever the highest one is, then I'll mail it to you. And that was Mosh's call to email it out on December 1st. Make sure you got it for Christmas. So very, very cool. So hook up the Raider fan in your life, or hook yourself up for Christmas. Okay. Next up here, I want to give respect to our friends across the pond, Mosh. Our buddies at Silver and Black UK, which is, we have a lot of favorite fan clubs. Of course, you're an official member of the Black Hole of the New Jersey, an honorary member. That's right, the honorary member of the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole. Mosh has never been to New Jersey other than to use the restroom, I think,
a couple times
on a flight. But outside of that, you are an official member because we have so many great Raider fans in New Jersey, and they inducted Mosh into their fandom up there. But anyway, so we have a lot of great fan clubs that we love. The folks in Atlanta are awesome. We just talked to Kevin about them, about the folks in Atlanta. But Silver and Black UK. Silver and Black UK, we got to meet these guys last year at the Blitnikoff at the Blitnikoff dinner at the Crab Fest. Just an amazing group of fans over there in the UK, and do an amazing job being ambassadors for Raider Nation, and really hold it down. And they're great fans. I love these folks. So they started their own show. Remember I was telling you about all the fucking podcasts that are out there nowadays? Silver and Black UK started their own podcast. They're like 14, 15 episodes in. And so this last one, they asked me if I would be on it. Now you can just search Silver and Black UK on YouTube and you can find it. But I got a little clip, and I get the biggest kick out of these guys. So we talk on this show for like an hour and a half about like matchups and predictions and all kinds of different stuff.
And their quality is second to none. It's unbelievable.
Their production quality is fantastic. From the graphics to the audio quality. Like, these guys do a top-notch show over there. So this is Ollie, and this is Mitchell, and this is Tony. Now, it's funny because they're like we are. Like, they're kind of irreverent at times. And so they do this one segment called Tony's Totally Irrelevant News. So after we've been talking about the Raiders nonstop, hardcore for an hour, we get into Tony's Totally Irrelevant News. And so I've got a clip. This is about a 3-minute clip from the Silver and Black UK show. I think this is so fun. I hope you guys like it. So this is an example for those of you new to the show. If you're just tuning in now, you're going to hear me and a bunch of English dudes just like talking about nonsense, but that's kind of what we do every once in a while. So here we go. Let's check in with these guys. Much respect to you all for what you do as fans and for having me on the show. Thank you so much, and here we go.
It's my favorite segment of every week.
Rumor has it's the best segment of any podcast ever in the land.
It is the best segment in podcasting ever. It is Tony's Totally Irrelevant News.
That old always got a voice for radio, too, doesn't he?
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Saturday night's edition of Tony's Totally Irrelevant News. Leading off tonight with Nick Barnes. Nick Barnes was a track star who ran a 4:14 40-yard dash in socks. It's incredible. Outside an NFL stadium somewhere. I don't know where it was, but yeah, done it. It's incredible. I should have done that. So, okay, there you go. That's Nick Barnes. Right, anyway, so moving on to the second segment I've got for tonight.
This guy could be us.
No, not that one. Not that one. No, that's from last week.
All he needs is an Uncle Mosh going, push the damn button.
Okay, so the next one. Staying in America. Actually, all three are from America this week. I've done well. So, staying in America, this is John Rahm, who, during practice at the Augusta Masters, got a hole-in-one on the 16th hole by skipping it across the water, which is quite a tradition, apparently.
Which is the coolest shot I've ever seen.
That's irrelevant for two reasons. I say quite a tradition, apparently, because the first reason that's irrelevant is I know exactly one person that watches golf. And secondly, it's practice. We're talking about practice. So look at that. Golf and a basketball reference. How lucky are you people? So, right, and then on to the third and final.
We're all dying. We're all dying.
The alligator has been spotted on Valencia Golf Course in Naples amid Tropical Storm Eta. That's pretty much all I know of that, really. So, massive alligator in Florida. There we go. That's all from me this week.
Listen to this reaction coming out of this.
Man.
That was epic. That was amazing.
Is an alligator in Florida? Is an alligator in Florida deemed as news, or is that just common knowledge?
Right.
There's crazy shit in Florida every day, man.
Well, my favorite hobby is if you do. If you put your birthday in and then write into Google and then do man in Florida, and then it comes up with the best headlines. Like you can do any date, and it's man in Florida does blah 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 blah.
Okay, so you put in your birth date and then man in Florida. So Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress as mannequin. That's my birthday, Florida. Oh, there we go, man. Those guys are so fun, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, Raider Nation. This is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Hey, Mosh, I got a novel idea.
What do you want to do?
Let's talk about the Raiders.
Who?
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, who'd they play last week?
The Donkeys.
Donks.
You know what's fun about those Silver and Black UK guys?
What's that?
If anybody says the B word, which I can say it on our show, Broncos.
Yeah.
If anybody says the B word, they automatically get kicked off of the screen.
Oh, nice.
And so it's funny. So one of the guys, I forget if it was Mitchell or Tony, said it, and Ollie kicked him off. But then Ollie said it himself, and he kicked himself off his own show. It was awesome. It was awesome, man.
Oh, man, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
I think those of you that are in the chat or on listening to us, they do a great show. You need to check them out.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff there. Support Silver and Black UK. All right, so yes, we had a win over the Donkeys. And, you know, Mosh, I know it's Chiefs week, and I know we hate the Chiefs, and we're going to get into plenty about hating the Chiefs here coming up in a second. I know we hate the Chiefs, but I really hate the Broncos. That one might be deeper seated. I don't know if it's because there was some family inconsistencies. Apparently, our gene pool got mutated along the way, and a couple family members came out Donkey fans. I'm not sure if that's why, or if it just roots back to your older brother, Uncle Bruz, taking the most epic picture ever in front of the first picture ever of someone flipping off Mile High Stadium circa 1982 was Uncle Bruz.
That was before that. It was in the late 70s. It was 79.
Was it really?
It was 79, yeah.
When we get to your next rant, I'm gonna look that up so we can flash that up. But it's deep-seated in me, this hatred for the Broncos. So, not to mention then there was the Peyton years when he was just crushing us week after week, and just going back to Shanahan and Alandis Gary and Mike Anderson.
It's why that deep-seated hatred is why I can't ever recognize, and I'll say it slow for you, Swaggy, Alzado as a Raider. Yeah. I know he did his time. I know that he wore the number and the uniform and played well for us, but I can't get over the fact that
he was a donk.
The one and only time I ever bet on the Broncos, and I lost my tail when they were in the Super Bowl, and that stupid Alzado was on their team. I can't wrap it around it, man.
It's hard, and Romanowski, I know is a legend in a lot of fans.
I know.
I can't stand Romanowski. He's great and fun to listen to, and I'm glad he's Mr. Raider supporter. But he was a Niner and a Bronco.
And a Bronco.
F him. Like,
seriously,
like I cannot stand the Broncos. Like, they're awful. So the fact that we had them in town and whipped their ass, like, it was beautiful. Mosh during the game, Mosh looks over and he goes, the only way this would be nicer is if it were in Mile High.
Absolutely.
And that was it. And right, like, it was a great game, Raider Nation. Like, we were looking for a blowout the whole way. I talked about it with the Silver and Black UK guys on their show. Everything was set up for us for this to be a blowout. We looked for Drew Lock to throw a bunch of picks. He did. We looked to get pressure on Drew Lock. We did. We looked for our defense to freaking ball out in the secondary. They did. We looked for our running game. They were there. The only thing I expected that didn't show up was I thought Aguilar would have a bigger day, but he did drop like a critical pass, and so did freaking Darren Waller.
Well, somebody in the chat said we left 21 on the field.
We left 21 on the field. That should have been a 30-point blowout. Mosh, over to you. Tell me a little bit about kind of your thoughts on the game, standout players. What'd you think?
Well, I got to go. Jacobs, 136 yards, man. I mean, that's crazy. That was crazy. And then for my outstanding defensive player, I got to go with the defense. I mean, everybody stepped up. Max had an amazing set. You and I were laughing. We're like, remember when they came in and they rattled that little guy, that Opie looking little fella that they have throwing the ball.
Drew Lock.
And yeah. And I go, the only thing would be better is if we just rush in there and cream him one more time. And we did.
Oh, and then Farrell goes in there and then
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. Goes in there and smashes them, and I go, I'll take that 15 yards. Worked for me. Worked for me. We played such old school ball. It was so much fun to see. Abrams was everywhere. We were laughing. You and I were laughing. We're sitting on the couch cracking up going, okay, so every time there's a tackle, he's right there. If he's not making the tackle, he's talking crap to somebody. He was just phenomenal. What a game.
What a game. That was the most Raider game we've played in I don't know how long, like maybe even before the Gruden years. Of course, it's been 20 years ago to try to remember back to each and every game in the regular season. But let's just say for the first time in a long time, that felt like a Raider game. We were in control. Yes, we were getting penalized, but they were like strategic penalties.
Yes.
We were hyperly aggressive. We were dictating to the Broncos what they were going to do. The Raiders had their way with the Broncos, and that's what Raider football is. It's aggressive. It's in your face. It toes the line. It's a little bit chaotic. It's aggressive. They're fighting. It should feel reckless because here's the thing, and this is the magic of Al Davis. You want your opponent thinking about everything else except for playing you. And at one point, it was like Mosh and I looking at each other and we're like, they're done. They're checked out.
Yeah.
They're now thinking about 9 other things that have nothing to do with football. If we want to advance to the Chiefs week, they're already Gruden is already in Andy Reid's head by this whole circle the freaking stadium thing.
I mean, when you got Heath making interceptions, he had 4 in his career going into this game. Right?
Amazing.
I mean, Kwiatkowski. He was everywhere.
That damn catch, Mosh.
Oh, my gosh.
That was like
beautiful.
Larry Fitzgerald out there or something,
I'm telling you. Arden Key laying the wood. We were saying names we haven't said all year long.
Yeah,
and
Nicholas
it was all
Morrow.
And it was all in one game. How good was 50, man? He was amazing.
Absolutely.
He balled out. 5-0 was just everywhere.
Absolutely, man. Nicholas Morrow, you know what? We signed, here, I'm going to throw a stat at you. So we signed, where's my, oh shoot, I gave you all my stats.
Here.
Okay, so Corey Littleton is out for the game, right? And steps in, here come Nick Morrow and of course Kwiatkowski. Here's going back to last year, Tyre Whitehead and Corey Littleton combined in this season. So Tyre Whitehead, who played for us last year, now he's in Carolina. Tyre Whitehead and Corey Littleton have collectively this year, 2020, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 0 sacks, 0 fumble recoveries in 2,485 snaps collectively as Raiders. Now, Nicholas Morrow, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, and 371 snaps this season.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Morrow freaking balled out, and that is to be celebrated because, frankly, we weren't sure about him. And Littleton has been underwhelming in terms of his his presentation as a player, as a Raider. I mean, this is a guy that we brought in to be Mr. Coverage, and all I see is him getting juked out of his shorts on Sundays. So listen, and that's I think a fair critique on Corey Littleton, and frankly, the fact that Morrow was able to step in, do what he did, and I think because it wasn't like, I don't think Nicholas Morrow magically became this amazing football player. I think that the talent that he has always been there. It's always been represented. I think between, I'm not going to say just Gunther because I think it's Gruden's influence. Between Gruden and Gunther, they've done what Mosh always says to do. Put your players in the position they're best to be successful. Take advantage of what they do well. What does this guy do well? And let him go and do that. And that's what the Raiders are doing with Nicholas Morrow, and it showed up on Sunday, man, because he was all over the place. It was an amazing effort by the Raiders, and again, the most Raider game that we've seen in many, many years. Before we get to some audio, I'm going to do a little catch up here. Here's Uncle Bruz. So this is what year you? So what year you said?
I thought it was 79.
79.
Yeah, it was either 78 or 79. It was 79. Yeah. Because we were, I had just gotten out of the service, and we were living there.
It's so funny.
He and I were both living in Denver, and it was like, oh my gosh,
it's so funny.
Yeah,
man.
that's the best. That's the best.
So
that's my big brother.
That's Amash's big brother. For those of you who know cousin Sonny, who's a real life cousin, real life nephew, other nephew to Uncle Mosh. That's his dad right there. That's Uncle Bruz, man. So anyway, so pretty cool there. All right, let's get to some audio here. Okay, this came in last week. Now, this missed the cutoff for the calls last week, but Ron the Maiderator, Ron is one of our made men. You become a made man or a made woman by calling the show and leaving a message 3 times or by getting your email read an indefinite amount of times. Ron is also the guy that's in our chat. He's the guy that moderates our chat. That's why we call him the Maiderator. So Ron the Maiderator sent us a voicemail, and again, it missed the deadline, but it was just prior to the Donkeys game, and it's pretty funny. So here's Ron jumping in with his take on John Elway.
Hey, it's Ron the Maiderator, and I'm here with this week's episode of Know Your Enemy. This week's enemy is John Elway. John Albert Elway Jr. was born June 28, 1960, to Janet and Jack Elway in Port Angeles, Washington. His parents...
Oh, can I jump in real fast? I got to stop that. So, Jan, did you know this? So, speaking of family connection, so my Uncle Murph, the guy who I pulled the name from, my Uncle Murph, him and Uncle Bruzzy were best friends. Uncle Murph, okay, so his mom, my Grandma Lois, okay, she was best friends with Janet Elway. They used to work together because Jack Elway, when he was coaching at San Jose State. Jack Elway, legendary football coach, coached at Stanford and San Jose State and a litany of other places. When he was coaching at San Jose State, Janet Elway, his wife, John's mom, and Grandma Lois worked together.
That's crazy.
And they were best friends. When I was a kid, this is crazy. My dad, who in construction, built like a fence and a deck and like some other outdoor things for the Elways. And I was a little kid, and he would take me with them to go on the job, and I would go in their house and play John Elway Atari football on the at their freaking Elway's house.
Wow.
I know. Like, don't question my fandom. You see who I'm representing still. But like, seriously, like I used to hang out at the Elway's house when I was a kid because of Janet and Grandma Lois.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, back to Ron's call.
Parents were well off, and as a young foal, he never wanted for neither apple nor sugar cube. However, he was ridden hard by his father, who saw great potential in his son. By the time young John had reached high school, he had grown to a height of almost 19 hands and almost 220 pounds. It was not uncommon for John to eat 3 food bags of wheat for dinner. As he reached college age, John blossomed into a true stallion. Not only was he a football star, but he was also an excellent baseball player. People packed the stands to watch him gallop around the bases. John was a real sprinter, and it was rumored that he once ran a 3,200-meter race and beat his opponent by half a furlong. Not surprisingly, he received a lot of attention from the NFL, and in 1983, he was drafted by the Baltimore Colts. Elway, afraid of ruining his career, by playing for the struggling franchise, defiantly stamped his hoof and said, "Nay, I will not be saddled with this team." Despite days of trying to break him, he remained defiant and was subsequently traded to the Broncos. Jim Irsay felt it was one of his greatest failures, saying, "We just couldn't get the horseshoe to fit with John." John later said of the trade, "Something about being a Bronco just felt right. When I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw a Bronco." Elway had a great NFL career, amassing 4,123 career completions, 51,475 passing yards, 300 career passing touchdowns, 2 Super Bowl wins, as well as wins at the Preakness, Royal Ascot, and the Belmont Stakes. In 1999, Elway decided to put his career out to pasture. But, like so many nagging horseflies, he couldn't shake the allure of the NFL. So when he returned to the Broncos as GM, his career got to a fast start right out of the gate. He brought in Peyton, Five-Head Manning, and the team won a Super Bowl. But since Manning's departure, Elway has brought in a stable of subpar quarterbacks, which have put his GM skills into question. Outside of football, John is most proud of siring his son, Jack Elway, and his post-football aspirations are being involved in glue making and paintbrush rebristling. I'm Ron the Moderator, and this has been Know Your Enemy. Thank you to all the veterans.
Oh, good
Ron,
stuff,
that was
Ron.
great. Hey, so Q-Dog says, should we give Ron the Sizzler or the Breeders' Cup?
Oh, man, that was too funny, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Good stuff, Ron, man. That was great, man. Love those references. Good stuff. All right, next up, we're going to go to one more, kind of dive back into the more hard-hitting Raider discussion around here. We're going to talk about Derek Carr.
We love Derek Carr.
We love Derek Carr. Always have loved Derek Carr.
Some of us.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, there was a minute where it was worth the discussion because oh jeez, here we go.
And now for something completely different.
Something completely different. Murph touting Derek Carr. Here we go.
Here we go. So I watched Monty Python's The Meaning of Live last night.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, it was their the documentary of their 2014 reunion show and reunion tour. It was brilliant.
Nice.
Anyways, so the thing about Derek Carr, all right, when we were asking a lot of questions, was that the stats didn't back up the claims, like, because the wins weren't there, right? So I thought it was fair to just start asking some questions, not to be overly critical, but to
be overly critical.
Well, but it's like, look, as a fan, it's like, what do we care about? I care about W's. I don't care about records, or I don't care about your passing records, your touchdown records. I don't care about that stuff. All I want to see is
we talk about those records all the time.
Well, numbers in the left column being bigger than the numbers in the right column. And when you go back to the Raiders of old, like, we can talk about the records because the wins reflected the records where, it hasn't happened in Derek's career as much. But that said, now it does. So we're going to go first to Rich Eisen. We're going to listen to Rich talk about Derek Carr. And then I'm going to give you some numbers that support the wins. And this is where Derek is freaking shining.
Oh, my God. Balling out, dude.
And thank you for... That's funny you said that because you don't know this, but that's exactly what the term that Rich is getting ready to use here, because he is. Derek Carr is on an MVP pace. And if you think differently, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's on an MVP pace, straight up. So anyways, let's go check in with our buddy, Rich Eisen.
I'll do this. Is what we do on game day morning is we do the statistics, and there's a silhouette of the player, and you have to guess who that person is. Touchdown to interception ratio, 16-2. 16 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions.
This is prior to the Denver game, too, by the way, just to clarify.
250 yards passing per game. That's 17th in the league. Completing 69.8% of his passes. Almost 7 out of every 10 pass attempts are completions. That's 5th in the league. And his passer rating is 110 on the nose. That's 5th in the league. Ooh. You want to take a guess who that is? Take a guess.
I thought you were talking about Justin Herbert.
It is not Drew Brees. It is not Justin Herbert. I'll give you a hint.
It's not Gilbert Grape.
His team is 5-3. There's your hint. There's a bunch of 5-3 teams out there. His team is 5-3. This quarterback
Derek Carr.
Is Derek Carr. This quarterback who is not throwing picks, who is completing more than less, way more than less,
way more,
and has a rating that means put it all together. Again, I don't have that slide rule. It's Derek Carr, man. He is balling out for the Raiders.
After all that discussion in the offseason of should they get Tom Brady, they signed Marcus Mariota.
I know. And that Gruden's never happy with who he has.
Always looking at somebody else. Peterman is there.
He is playing his head off.
Good for him. I like him. Watching Hard Knocks, such a great kid.
Dude, the Raiders are hosting Denver, who they should beat. I know that's always a dangerous thing to say in the NFL. They could be 6-3. 6-3 going into their Sunday nighter against the Chiefs to try and sweep them.
Whew.
I told you, I love Jacobs, I love Waller, I love Crosby, I love Abram. They have got players, man.
Absolutely.
And if Carr, didn't I say this like week 3 after they beat the Saints? They could be a problem. If Carr is efficient, doesn't make mistakes, and that is the way he is playing. And the stats prove it.
All right, great stuff there from Rich Eisen. So check this out, Mosh. I'm going to throw some stats at you. All right, hang in there with me, chat room. Who we got in there? We got Jason Marshall. Thank you for hanging in with us, Jason Marshall. Appreciate you joining us. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Ron the Mater Raider, Tyrone Graves, May Spitfire, Michelle Sweat, Coach Davis, Raider Flash, Pirate 1975, The Big Easy. Appreciate all of you running bears
City,
in there.
My Game. You got Oscar Martinez. You got Angel in there. You got Mark Thompson in there. All kind of folks.
James Furpo, man, Running Bear, Raider Joker, man, it's filled up in there. Lorenzo Quiroz, appreciate all of you joining us tonight. All right, so check this out, chat room. Derek Carr has thrown touchdowns, and Mosh, you're going to dig this because this hits me like right in the heart, my Raider heart here. Derek Carr has thrown touchdowns on 6.2% of his passes. That's the highest for a Raiders quarterback since who?
Stabler.
Absolutely, at 6.8 in 1977. Wow. Stabler's 9.3%, so this is touchdown percentage to passes. Stabler's 9.3 in 1976 is second best for a full season since the merger behind who? Want to take a guess? Only one guy.
LaMonica.
No, this is in the whole league.
Oh, in the whole league?
So highest...
merger?
So since the merger, highest... touchdown.
Got to be Brady, right?
Percentage. Good guess. It's the other guy.
Oh, jeez.
It's Manning. Yeah, Manning. 9.9% in 2004. Okay. So this is the class that Derek Carr is in right now. He's doing things that are all time and winning. Derek Carr's average pass. Remember when everybody used to say you can't throw the ball downfield?
Right. Oh, I love it. What's his average pass?
Average pass traveled 12.2 yards downfield Sunday for the Raiders. His highest ever mark in a game, topping the 11.6 he had in Green Bay in 2015. So throw that out the window. So there's another box checked.
Oh, my gosh.
Can't throw the ball downfield. Can't win in Kansas City. Can't win on the East Coast. Right? What else?
Can't win on a Sunday.
Can't win it. Right? Like all the things. All right, listen to this one. This is great. Derek Carr, okay, had his lowest passer rating of the season versus Denver, 81.1, okay? If, and big ifs and buts are candy and nuts, but still, if Nelson Aguilar and Darren Waller catch those touchdown passes like they should have, his rating goes to 124.5, and only one game in his whole career did he have lower than that, and that was at Kansas City with a 126.
Jeez.
Like, for real. All right? Derek Carr, if we win this weekend, not if, but when we win this weekend, how about that? When we win this weekend and beat the Chiefs in Las Vegas, Derek Carr can join these Raiders quarterbacks who swept the season versus the Chiefs. So there's been 6 Raiders quarterbacks all time that have swept the Chiefs. Mosh, do you want to take a run?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to go Plunkett.
You are incorrect.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, no Plunkett, but some other...
Seriously?
Seriously, but he's the only big name not on it.
So obviously, I mean, I was going with the dark horse here, but obviously you're going to have Stabler, you're going to have Gannon, you're going to have LaMonica, you're going to probably even I don't think George Blanda was playing enough then, but
little deeper cut to get to the other three.
Go ahead.
Okay, Flores.
Oh, nice. Much deeper cut,
Yeah, Jason Campbell.
No kidding.
Jason Campbell swept him in 2010, and in 2012, Carson freaking Palmer beat the Chiefs twice for a sweep of the Chiefs. So Derek Carr can get some more rarefied air there. So good on Derek, and I think Rich is absolutely right. I'm going to give you a couple more here before we get out, and let's go ahead and hit a break, and then let's transition into talking more about the Chiefs game, because that's where we're going anyways.
What's up, everyone? This is Marius Hurst of the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Just win, baby. Thanks.
All right, so it's Chiefs week. Some people call them I just call them the Cheeps. I go with Cheeps because the other one could be a little
out there.
A little out there, so we'll just go with Cheeps. But or the Chefs. I liked that one.
The Chefs?
The Chefs was a good one when the guy in that one commercial forgot to put the eye in the paint in the end zone. All right, so it's Raiders Chiefs week. And listen, man, this is I just got done proclaiming my hatred for the Broncos. This is 1-1A, though, when it comes to the Chiefs. And we're going to get into a lot about the rivalry and the hatred.
Oh, my gosh. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable between these two. But
I'm getting fired up.
Mosh is already getting frothy. And this is the Mosh segment, too, by the way. I'm going to get in here and get out because I'm going to read you a few things, and then I'm going to turn it over to the one and only because he's got it in spades when it comes to this rivalry. All right. So the Raiders have won road games in back-to-back weeks for the third time in the past 10 seasons. So when the Raiders have started 4-1 or better on the road, which is what we are now, so we did that in a litany of seasons. Only one season did we miss the playoffs. So we play on the road. We're 4-1 on the road. We're doing well. A win this Sunday. So if we beat the Chiefs, I got to stop saying that. When we beat the Chiefs, this would give John Gruden his third sweep of the Chiefs as the Raiders head coach.
Wow.
Interesting. There are other coaches that have swept Kansas City 3 times. Now, remember, this is swept Kansas City 3 times, so this isn't necessarily
Raiders,
just Raider coaches. Do you want to try to take a run at coaches? This is a tough one. There is one Raider coach on there, and it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to say Madden.
So the most sweeps of the Chiefs ever in history is by John Madden with 5.
Nice.
5 times in Raider in Raider history. And John Madden only coached for 10 years.
That's when I started drinking.
So literally half the time John Madden was coaching, he swept the Chiefs. So this would be 3 for John, which would get him on the list. Now the rest of them are other.
So you're going to have like Belichick?
No, because remember sweep.
Oh, yeah.
So
sweep.
It's division.
Okay, so it's division. Ooh.
Yeah.
Andy Rooney?
Andy Rooney. And now the
Nick
rest
Saban?
of the story. Dan Reeves, Don Coryell, Mike. I feel this is gross. I'm gonna have to wash my mouth out.
Please don't say these words.
Yeah, Shanahan, Norv Turner, John Fox, and Red Miller. All right, I hate that. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
again.
throw that one away.
Let's not do that again. All right, the Raiders. That's just about some other crap. Whatever. Let's get into this rivalry here. Let's talk about the damn rivalry. We hate the freaking Chiefs around here. We hate the Chiefs around here. So let's talk about where it started. Then we're going to talk about where it went, and then we're going to talk about where we are now. So to start us off, we're going to talk about Glenn Dawson, but Big Ben Davidson whipping his ass. We're going to talk about the old school. The reason
we hate the Chiefs.
We hate the Chiefs. It's all about the red versus the black.
The red versus the black. The rivalry began during the early days of the AFL, and from the beginning, no member of the opposing organization could escape the fury.
They had that horse. I remember Madden hated that horse, and every time the Chiefs would score, the horse would run up and down the field, and the Chiefs would be waving the spear and all that. And we got so that I remember coming on the field and Fred Biletnikoff and I throwing ice cubes at him. And I think Fred even kicked him one time.
But the cheap shots were not just reserved for mascots.
If you're behind, it's kind of natural to give an elbow here or throw some dirt there or trip there and all those kind of things to kind of make the other guy look stupid.
A lot of players didn't like each other. I mean, get right down to it.
Buck Buchanan, when he tipped George Bland upside down and threw him down on his head, that rubbed some of us the wrong way.
Freddie Biletnikoff had this running thing with Jim Marcellus, who was their cornerback.
Biletnikoff to the right against Marcellus. Back is LaMonica. Throws for Biletnikoff. Touchdown Raiders! Biletnikoff is having words right now with Marcellus.
When he caught the ball, he spiked it in front of Marcellus, and he pointed his finger at him. And I don't know what he told him, but evidently it wasn't very pretty.
It all started with Hank Stram. You know, he always looked so neat, prim and proper. His tie was always very neat, and his hair was in place. And you could always hear that little squeaky voice, hey, you're holding 63, you know, you're holding. And you always look over to him, and you'd want to, you know, kind of spit at him, too, when you went by him.
With Kansas City, I mean, you could speak to a guy and say hello, and a fight would break out.
I love that. So that's Atkinson, that's Banaszak, that's Big Ben Davidson, and a little bit from Lenny Dawson there. But that's what this thing is all about, man. It's all about these two teams completely hating each other. There is absolutely no room for, I don't know. I mean, I'm a big fan of sportsmanship, but not when it comes to the Chiefs. Like it's a whole another level here, and that's where this thing started. Was that these two teams just didn't like each other. They were polar opposites. While Lamar Hunt and Al Davis had respect for each other as owners, they didn't like each other. This wasn't like, and when Lamar Hunt passed, Al Davis had some incredibly kind words, said that he always respected him as a rival, but that didn't mean that they liked each other. These two teams do not like each other, and it goes back to literally the inception of the two squads in the AFL, and it's taken root back then, and at times it's been more one-sided than the other, but as we're going with this thing, just know that it came from the Raiders being dominant and the Chiefs being dominant collectively at the same time, and it birthed this incredible rivalry that's festered and grown and all the way up until today, and that's even what leads up to guys like Uncle Mosh, the old school Raider fan, who hates the Chiefs to the point to where when you were in Kansas City, you took Uncle Bruss's cue, and there's a picture of you flipping off Arrowhead Stadium. I'm going to find that while we're talking.
It's the truth. It's the truth. You know, we talk about how chippy the game got last week, right? And there was at one point, even the announcers recognized it. They go, "Oh, the Raider Bronco rivalry goes back so far, and these two teams don't like each other." Well, you know what? There's not a lot of teams we do like.
Yeah, right.
You know, everybody's our rival, and it's that idea that back in the day. I mean, it was a Donnybrook, as they used to say. You know, it was gonna be mud and blood and sweating and gouging and fighting and all that good stuff. You know, and it was no doubt, it was inevitable that was going to happen, and it was amazing. And I'm telling you, in the 70s, when we were on that Madden spree, it was unbelievable. So when I was in Kansas City, I had to go there for a work thing, and they go, "Well, let's go to a Royals game." You know, well, you have to walk by Arrowhead. And I couldn't resist. And the people I'm with, right, we're all in nice shirts and slacks and everything. And they're like, what are you doing? And I said, "You don't understand. I hate the Chiefs." And they're like, "Okay, well, thank you."
I love it, Mosh. It's great, man. So for those of you on the YouTube, you saw the picture of Uncle Mosh giving the bird to old Arrowhead Stadium. All right, so that's where the rivalry started. And frankly, we could do an entire episode, and probably should one of these days, about the hatred of the Chiefs and the Raiders and where it started. And again, I mean, okay, let me say this. I got to say this. Big Ben Davidson is highly underrated in terms of Raider Nation, in terms of reflecting back on the greats. Like, we talk a lot about Stabler and Biletnikoff and Cliff Branch and Timmy Brown and they're all the greatest of players. Stabler's my all-time favorite. We don't talk about Ben Davidson enough. Ben Davidson was one of the guys that set that tone for the Raiders. He was one of the guys that was like, you want not even just towing the line, but put his foot across it.
Right.
That whole notion of like, rule number 1, cheating is encouraged. Rule number 2, see rule number 1.
Right.
That comes from Ben Davidson, to the point to where when we were playing the Chiefs one time, Len Dawson was running the ball downfield, quarterback for the Chiefs, running the ball downfield. Len Dawson was down, and back in those days you used to have to touch the player down, the quarterback down. Now they can just slide, but back then you had to touch him down. Well, Ben Davidson, to his own admission, was just trying to touch him down with his helmet into his back. Right? So he does this. The Chiefs players come off the bench and start fighting.
Oh, my gosh.
So the Raiders start throwing back. Well, what do we always say in a football field? You always hit first and you never hit back, right? Because the retaliation blow was what got flagged. So the Chiefs got backed up 15 yards out of field goal range, turn the ball over, Raiders score, and we win.
Yeah, go to the YouTube, America.
Go to the YouTube, America. Go watch Big Ben versus Len Dawson. That's where all this stuff came from. That was literally what defined Raider football to this freaking day. That's why the game last week against the Broncos was so fun, because it was like, that's what we were returning to. Gosh, I'm getting fired up tonight, man.
I'm telling you.
It's Chiefs week. Okay, so that's where it started. Then we moved through all this time in history, and Barry Word and Christian Okoye, and of course for the Raiders, Tim Brown and Charles Woodson, and all these amazing Raiders and Chiefs players that have come through all this time. Now here we are, as of about 2014, I want to say.
Right.
My man, Marcel Reese. For those of you who've been asking in the fan cave for me to move Compton.
Back.
So Compton got the shift over to Mosh's shoulder, because that's, Mosh is close to Compton.
Yeah, he's close to my chair. His little tiny legs.
And then we put Reese back over here, here behind the Murph's fan cave desk. So we got Marcel Reese there, and so we're going to check in. You want to know why Marcel Reese, not only was he an amazing Raider on the field, but one of the reasons he was such an amazing Raider, and still is an amazing Raider, working now in the front office for the Raiders, is that he gets it. As a modern-day player in 2014, he got it. He understood the importance of the Raiders-Chiefs rivalry.
Joining us on the official Raiders podcast, a guy who can do it all. You can line him up in the slot, put him out wide, play him at running back, play him at fullback. My guy, Marcel Reese, joins us before the Chiefs game. Marcel, let's begin on what this rivalry means to you, because you've had big games against Kansas City.
This rivalry means a lot. I mean, for one, it's a divisional game, and really fighting for a playoff spot. So it means so much more this year. But over the history, it's two physical teams going at it, and it always comes down to the end. So it's always a fun game. It's the type of games that players live for.
Yeah, and you know the history of the Raiders and the Chiefs. That's what I love about you. You embrace the past and the future of the silver and black. And remember, and the highlights of Lenny Dawson and Stabler and Bolitnikov going up against those great players. There were wars going on with these teams in the 70s, right?
Absolutely. And really that's what it's all about, because those are all the guys that paved the way for us. And they're what the Raider Nation stands for, and how it was made. And they bring the mystique of the Raider Nation and the Oakland Raiders. And the Chiefs had some good teams back then too, but it's all about the snake and those guys going out there and having battles and wars and the field and bringing W's to Oakland. So that's what it's all about for us, and that's what we love about playing this game, and more so specifically playing for the silver and black.
You know what I love about that? When Marcel Reese goes, it's all about snake.
Yeah.
He doesn't call him the Snake, and he doesn't call him Stabler. He calls him Snake. That's his name. He gets it. He knows. He's totally in tune with that Raider mystique and where it was built and all that crap that I just got done rambling and getting fired up about and spitting all over my microphone. It's so good, Mosh. All right, so that's where we were as of and we were at that right before that game. They played in Tennessee too.
Right. That's
that was where I got the friggin' jersey signed. It was like that week before we get to Kansas City. Okay. I'm all fired up already. All right, so now it's today. It's been a minute since we had a, quote, rivalry. It's been a minute since we had the Chiefs number. Well, we beat them in Arrowhead this week, or a few weeks ago. We got the big monkey off Derek Carr's back, the big monkey off John Gruden's back. We won in Arrowhead. We won decisively. It was an incredible game plan by the defense. So here we are now. And Mosh, I'm going to ask you this before I go to the clip, because you haven't heard any of this. So I'm going to ask you first before I go to the clip. Do you think the Raiders are a legitimate Super Bowl contender if we beat the Chiefs?
Okay, so there's all this COVID protocol going around and about the players that we have, and
a bunch are out right now.
Out right now. Okay, we brought in Littleton. Okay, but Littleton didn't step up last week against the Donks. It was everybody else. And we brought him in. What was his purpose? He was brought in to be a leader. He was brought in to be that guy, and
cover tight ends
and to be that guy. And it didn't work that way. Other people stepped up. And I think if we can keep that mentality and we can do what we have to do, that's the reason we play the game. Who else? Who else are we? Why couldn't we be? When you got people on the other side, in the other division, in the least division, and they're and they're 3-7 and they're one game out.
Ridiculous.
Why can't we be legit Super Bowl contenders? If you beat the reigning champs twice, hey, why not?
We would have arguably beat the best team in the AFC twice. We beat arguably the best team in the NFC once. I'm with it, man. I think that there's merit to the conversation. And I think what's interesting, Mosh, is that you brought up the point that other players stepped up when the guy that we signed to be the guy wasn't the guy because he wasn't available.
Right.
But all of a sudden Nick Morrow was. Well, who was the freaking hero of the last Chiefs game? Arden Key. As a spy.
Right.
That's the kind of thing that needs to happen. If you look at every championship run for every team ever, there's a player that does something that you don't expect. Because when you look at, here's the New York Giants. Who are your superstars? Eli Manning, Michael Strahan, Plexico Burress, right? But who's the guy that won him the game?
Yeah.
David Tyree.
Right.
Who?
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that happen, is that you have a player that comes out of nowhere that all of a sudden it turns the tide. Well,
okay, and I don't want to harp on this and go back to it all the time, but one of the things that I have said when everybody was being Carr, and I was saying, and I was still being a Carr bootlicker, and I was still being a Carr apologist.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, look at how many different people Carr throws the ball to. Look at the weapons this year that he's utilizing.
Yes.
When he's throwing the ball to 8 and 9 guys, right? And these guys are pulling catches out of their butts. And this is amazing. And we are lucky enough. We have drafted well enough. We have stuck to this plan. We have built a team that we have these tools that we can plug in. Now, can we overcome 7 guys being put out? I don't know, but it's only Wednesday. Okay? So, there's been other people. There's been other folks that have been put on lists that get to play as of Saturday. They're told, okay, yeah, you can play. So we don't know. I don't know what the NFL... I'm not going to jump on the conspiracy bandwagon, even though I think it does exist. I don't think that the NFL is using this one to thwart us from, taking care of the little ketchup and mustard wearing folks over there.
And they want us on Sunday Night Football, because here's the thing.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. There's not a good alternate game. Packers-Colts doesn't, fire up the nation, and I don't mean the Raider Nation, but I mean the United States, in terms of, or globally even, for the people that are going to watch the game. The ratings aren't going to spike because it's Aaron Rodgers versus Phillip Rivers. That's not a draw. Raiders-Chiefs, when it's potentially for the division, when you look at it, because we would be handing them their second loss and have a tiebreaker over them on many accounts. That's the game of the week. So they will, the NFL, as much as, and like Mosh said, I believe in the conspiracies. I believe that the NFL hates us, but this is an occasion where they don't, because money, because advertisers, they want us because we are going to equal ratings.
Exactly.
This
And
time.
so they're not going to put out 10 of our best players, because people are going to go, why watch that game?
Yeah. So we're going to clear, our players, and we're on a little bit of a tangent, but our players are going to clear protocol. Not cool. Call clear protocol by Saturday, as long as they're not testing positive. Because right now these are high contact traces is why the Raiders players on defense are out. So as long as they keep testing negative, they'll be cleared by Saturday, which means they can do their installs virtually. They've already practiced as of today. They can do the installs virtually. The rest of them will clear on Sunday morning, and we all good. Like, it's going to be fine, Raider Nation. Let's not freak out. Let's not think of that it's some overriding thing to keep us off Sunday Night Football, because it's not. Unless there's something that's happened in the last couple hours since we've been doing our final show preps and whatnot, where we're out of tune to what's going on in the world. Unless the chat can hip us to something new, I think that's the way it's going to play out.
Right.
And we're going to be fine. All right. So let's get to, or keep on the thread of where we're at now. So what is the media's perspective on where we're at now? Well, one of our favorites is Kyle Brandt on Good Morning Football on the NFL Network every morning. I start every morning with him and Kay and Peter Schrager and Nate Burleson. It's an amazing show, and I encourage you to check it out if you have access to it. And so here we go. Here's Kyle yesterday morning, I believe, talking about the Raiders-Chiefs rivalry. If I can find it. There it is.
Hit the button.
I don't think the rivalry is back yet, because I'm big on this. You got to have a lot of back and forth to have a rivalry. They won. It was awesome. But I think it's the Chiefs have won 17 in the last 20. I mean, it's not a rivalry. If you sweep, we got something. Okay. And if you sweep and you're the only two teams in the world to beat the Chiefs, we got something. You know me, I'm always saying the answer to every question is Mahomes. It's always Mahomes. Mahomes bled in that game, and if it bleeds, we can kill it. This is if the Raiders win this game.
Bonus points if you know what movie that is.
Oh, well, yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yes. Yeah.
Predator.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Not only do we have a rivalry, we have a Super Bowl contender. The Silver and Black. Super Bowl contender.
Wait. What if the Raiders don't?
Yeah. I mean, they can win the whole thing. The whole thing.
Time out. You're saying if they beat the Chiefs, you're legitimately looking at them as not a playoff contender, Super Bowl contender.
If the Raiders beat the Chiefs, again, in both locations, they can win the whole thing. They have one punch power that they can beat they can beat Pittsburgh, they can beat anybody in the NFC. I'm telling you, 2 wins is not a fluke. One win, they had a good day.
Nate, do we need Nurse Mary to come out here and check his temperature?
I respect that. I'm not even mad. I respect that.
Okay.
All right, Mosh, final thoughts, and then let's go to the then we're going to get into the segment that's going to kick us off.
I just want to say,
okay,
ladies and gentlemen in America, we've gone through some tumultuous times. We've had a global pandemic sweep across our nation.
Oh my gosh.
It's affected our movies. Do you know that right now there's a surplus? Yes, I say surplus. Not of toilet paper, not of paper towels, not of Spam, but a surplus of popcorn. Spam. There's a surplus of popcorn.
Is it really?
There's a surplus of popcorn.
Oh, because no one's going to the movies.
Because no one's going to the movies. There is billions of dollars worth of popcorn going to waste every day. Okay?
So you're saying once the vaccine comes out, buy stock in Orville Redenbacher.
I'm saying that if you're smart, you're going to go out and you're going to get popcorn futures today. Okay? You heard it here from Uncle Mosh.
All right.
So with that being said, and all the stuff that we had with our election, and we're not the only country. You know, there's people that are oh my gosh, you know, I don't even want to get into what's going on in South America right now with the hurricanes and and all this. Yeah. I mean, there's awful, terrible, horrible things going on in the world right now. But the one thing that we can say in all good consciousness and not have to feel bad about it, and that's we hate the Chiefs. It's okay to hate the Chiefs. You can hate the Chiefs. It's okay this week, all weeks, next week, last week. We can hate the Chiefs.
Let's go.
I hate the Chiefs.
You hate the damn Chiefs.
I hate them. I hate them. You don't even understand, Swaggo, how much I hate them. Here's my question. Why? Why do you hate the Chiefs? Why is it okay to trash the Queefs? Nay, to have unbridled hatred for the Chiefs. Is it because their quarterback remains the only player who's an active member of an NFL team that, when speaking, conjures up images of Kermit the Frog?
Is it because when he and the other KC Queefs wear their uniforms, they remind us of ketchup and mustard on a hot dog, a.k.a. wiener? Okay, look. It's bad enough somebody would actually ruin, I say defile, a perfectly good sausage made with leftover pork parts, bovine byproducts, and mystery meat with a dose of ketchup. When all good and true Americans know if you are older than 7 years old, the only acceptable semi-liquid condiment allowed on a hot dog is mustard. Speaking of mustard, mustard-colored uniforms are no excuse to cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate them, and they're incorrigible fans as well. And because we brought up patriotism and all things truly American, let's not go down that rabbit hole about my hatred and disdain for America's team, the Cowgirls. The Raiders may not be America's national team, but they are the one and only nation. And our team is not restricted by national boundaries or simple little titles and labels. We are a worldwide phenomenon, a movement, if you will, a collection of passionate obsessives and loyal followers. Oh. We are Raider Nation.
Yes! Knock on wood if you're with them.
But I digress. Back to my original point. Okay. You see, it's very simple.
All right.
I hate the Chiefs! And hate is a strong word. And as I unconditionally support my team in silver and black, nay, love my team, and I am watching a game against any other team, I hate the other team. Seriously, how hard is that? Why must you hate them, you ask? Well, let me explain it to you. Love and hate are as strong of emotions as you can get. And when I remember flash back to the golden days of my fandom and the beginning of my budding affair with the Raiders, if you will, as I began to love and support my team and take football seriously, it was crystal clear to me that when some upstart other team who is hell-bent on my demise shows up to piss on my parade, well, I ain't having it. As my fandom grew and my silver and black loyalty grew, my only recourse was for pure and unadulterated hatred in its finest form. Please don't be confused. I'm not your basic burgeoning curmudgeon who hates everything. In fact, yes, I love my fellow man. I love my Lord and Savior. I love my country. I love my Raiders. I love Swag Jeff. And I love most of my family. But for 4 hours, usually twice a year, I shelve my faith full of forgiveness. I choose to forget the oath I took when I joined the service at 18, and I declare those in ketchup and mustard uniforms and their fans, especially their fans, are my sworn enemies. So there you have it. That is my anti-Chiefs testimony, my rant, or my confession, if you will. It's the reason, it's my very own personal reason, that I believe 100% in my heart it's okay, nay, mandatory. It is a complete must, without reservation or equivocation, for me to trash talk and completely, wholeheartedly, and with everything I have and every ounce of strength I could muster, to declare boldly, with my silver and black clad head held high, I hate the Chiefs.
Yes! Let's go!
Knock on wood if you're with me.
he is, waiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
All right, for those of you that are new to the show, that is the autumn storm, we call it. That is when Uncle Mosh runs down the reason that he hates the Chiefs, which is epic, man. It's so good. We play it every year before the Raiders come to what was Oakland and now Las Vegas. And so I appreciate that, Uncle Mosh. I think that's your best all time. Like, it's so freaking funny. It's so true. It's so, like, we got the chat room is responding to you. People are ready to run through the walls for it, man.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I love that it's got the autumn storm, too. But, you know, you and I were talking about it, and I was like, should I write another one? And you're like, nah, you don't have to. But, you know, because we did our rants live. We did them without
that
prompting.
Was a live deal. Like, yeah. That was like not a prepared thing. Like, so, you just ran with that.
It was ready to go.
That was good stuff there. So, all right, so we're going to jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag, which is where we hear from you, Raider Nation, everybody in the chat room and everybody that contacts our show each and every week. You can do that two ways. You can send us an email at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. That's SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And if we read that email an indefinite amount of times, you become a made man or a made woman. And we start off the emails this week with Uncle Mosh has got a handful of them. I also got a late entry, Mosh.
Okay.
And I can give it to you to read, or I can read it at a later point. But it's from Ty to Raider, so I want to get that in. But anyway, so we're going to hear from your emails. We're going to then get into your voicemails, and each and every week, whatever the best one of those is, Mosh awards his Sizzler Award, which is the best email or voicemail of the week. And so, Mosh, let's kick it off.
Murph, Mosh, Jeff, Vinny, and Raider Nation, 6-3. I don't think many thought the Raiders would be doing this well. Not even many in Raider Nation. But now to listen, except for me, but now to listen to the sports press. Everyone is behind the Raiders and Derek Carr, like Rich Eisen and even Stephen A. Now we've got another test this coming week, and the Queefs coming to the nation's capital. Andy, Fat of the Week, Reed, went on record complaining about the Raiders' victory lap around the KC facility, saying it wasn't their style. Maybe because it didn't involve beating a significant other. Yeah, right? Coach Gruden, during his presser, said it was brought on by a smart-ass remark by the Kansas City native bus driver. Hey, you reap what you sow. It's unfortunate Raider Nation won't be in the house to encourage the silver and black. Raider Nation forever. Frank from NorCal, proud made man.
Awesome job, Frank from NorCal. Good email, man. Good email. I love it. I love it. Call him out, man. It's the truth.
Good evening, Uncle Mosh, Murph, and Swaggo. The last time we beat the Condiments team on October 11th, there's a surveillance video of me running in my neighbor's yard, waving a Raiders flag and chanting, "We're going to the Super Bowl if we sweep the Queefs this Sunday." I will take my son's dark saber run next door again, stab the yellow and mustard flag, wave it up in the air, run up and down my street chanting, "Raiders!"
Yes!
Side note, Uncle Mosh, would you agree the dark saber is the perfect... Oh, my gosh, I'm about ready to rip this up.
Do it. Come on, no, this is good.
Would you agree the dark saber is the perfect Star Wars weapon to represent Raider Nation, even if it was not a weapon for the dark side?
Yeah.
I joke. I know you don't like Star Wars. You can hit the booze or crickets button if you'd like. It would be an honor. This is, seriously though, this is a great email, and I'm okay with him, talking about that stupid Star Wars. Oh, my God.
You mean like a lightsaber like this? Not a dark saber, but a lightsaber? Yeah. Hey, Mosh, I got something else to show you. Because I know you're such a huge fan of The Mandalorian.
I got about 8 seconds left, and before I jump across this desk and I crush that stupid little baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, not yoga.
Whatever.
All right, go ahead.
A 2-0 record versus the Chiefs in 2020 will complete a trifecta for my 3 favorite sports teams. You see, the number 2-0 is very significant for us here in the City of Champions. That's right. You guessed it. Los Angeles, home of the 2020 champion Lakers and Dodgers. I'm sure Beto, a.k.a. 9-Volt, would agree with me on this. Booze button. I love that he's telling me, he's giving me all these cues.
The audio cues, yeah.
Before I go, much respect by the very talented cousin Sonny. Not only is he funny, I love the top-notch beats he produces for your shows. Absolutely.
Oh, right on, man.
They're better than the ones on Cody's show, LOL. But you know what? Cody's listening, so he'll have those next week. Speaking of Raider Cody, do you guys remember I sent you in a picture of my Mount Rushmore of podcasters, and Raider Cody was one of them. How did I just find out that he is possibly related to Crimea Rivers? Oh, there is a resemblance there. Do guys also see it? Could it be he's the oldest son? Don't worry, he's still one of my favorites, and that still hasn't changed. I love this guy. He just takes pokes at everybody.
Great, man. Yeah.
All right, I'm done with the jokes. Thanks for reading my email. Keep up the excellent content you guys continue to provide for us. Lalo Malasso from Los Angeles, California.
Nice.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Nice job, man. Lalo Maloso, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah,
I ain't reading this next one.
Why? Why is it talk about the Dodgers again?
I ain't reading that one, and I'm not reading this one.
All right. Well,
because you know why? I don't read anything from imposters.
Well, let's see who it's from here. All right, so hello, RFR family. It's been a while since I last emailed, and the Raiders are 3-0 in the West after a complete butt-whooping for the Denver Donkeys. What a game. I was leaping for joy and screaming at my TV, and now on to the Kansas City Chiefs. First off, in the words of Uncle Mosh, I hate the Chiefs. I hate their ketchup and mustard uniforms and their Kermit the Frog lookalike quarterback and their frat of the week head coach Andy Reid. I can't wait to prove that week 4 wasn't a fluke and we will beat their ass again. Love you, Raider Nation. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Yours truly, Matthew Mangus. Proud made man. Gemini 2020 winner. Good stuff. And R.I.P. Grandma Mangus. I love you. Thanks for the memories. I'll see you someday in heaven. Say hi to Grandpa for me. Good stuff there.
Good stuff, buddy.
Matthew Mangus. And sorry, condolences from us and your family here at Raiders Fan Radio for the loss of your grandmother. And, man, I love his fire there, man. Look, Mosh believes that you're one person sharing a keyboard between you and the potty mouth Mangus. This is how I know they're two different guys. You got Matthew, who sends us a nice, heartfelt email.
Right.
You know, respecting his grandparents. You know what I mean? Respecting you. And then you got the potty mouth.
Yeah, but you know what? We also got Kill Jadis and Macho Man Raider Savage. So
there's a teaser too, by the way. You're gonna hear from them.
So if those can be two, if one can be two can be one. I say the Manguses.
All right. Well, there's the Jekyll and Hyde Manguses, and so here we go with the potty mouth Mangus. Dear RFR, I should say this properly.
Yeah, do it right.
Can you smell what the Raiders are cooking? This goes out to the tens
and tens
of the Murphs listeners.
The Raiders have finally come back to Vegas!
All right, so 6-3. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And we have a battle for the division on Sunday Night Football. Just one thing: do we beat the Chiefs, and why? Because F them. That's why. Let's go. Can I get a Raiders? Yes, you can. You just did. Yours truly, Daniel Mangus, proud made man, diehard Raiders fan. F the chokers and donkeys as well.
The potty mouth of Mangus.
The potty mouth of Mangus.
Good evening, guys. Hope all is well. This week's email is about style. Last weekend was a blast. The Colorado home for the bewildered sent their football team to Vegas for our guys to play with, and we picked up another stylish victory.
Wait a minute. The Colorado home for the bewildered. That was epic. That's so funny.
We made.
That shows you we don't proofread these things, man. Oh my gosh!
You know the worst part? I did.
That's great.
We made the donkeys look stupid, sending Elway home to his stable with his tail between his legs. It never gets boring. We took our time to get going, but despite the lack of rhythm early in the game, we eventually grew our lead and picked up a deserved W. The defense was excellent throughout, and although DC will have better days with his stats, when you look at the bigger picture, it was another great day from our QB. If only Aguilar and Waller had made their 2 catches, we'd have run up 50-plus points. Continuing the stylish theme, DC was helped by an outstanding performance from the best running back duo in football. Seriously.
Come on.
Seriously.
Come on.
How good were Jacobs and Booker?
Oh, man. Awesome.
Interceptions from Jeff Heath, Carl Nassib, and Nick Witkowski. And a forced fumble recovery as well. All very stylish. I'm sure you'll agree. I can't stress enough how important it is to keep DC, Josh Jacobs, Rodney Hudson, and Nick Witkowski fit. They are crucial to where we want to be. As for the Donkeys, if Drew Lock is a quarterback, then so am I. Hopefully he'll stay with them. Hey, he needs to add that on his list of credentials.
Oh, nice. On the signature.
Second string quarterback for the Donkeys.
For the Donkeys.
Hopefully he'll stay with them for a long time. Then he can keep them where they belong. Some of his decisions were shocking. In fact, the last time I was that shocked was when I Googled the Cleveland Steelers.
Oh, no. That's not good.
No, it's not.
Thanks, Mike Murphy, for that one.
Oh, God.
Speaking of not proofreading emails.
Thanks again to Houston Raiders Steve for an image I can't unsee.
Oh, no.
And so on to Week 11.
Oh, no, that was a voicemail. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a voicemail.
The Chiefs come to town, and I believe it's the 4th time in 5 years that we've had to play them after their bye week. Make of that what you will.
Yeah, that's the conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. As the build-up to Sunday gathers pace, we appear to have gotten under Andy Reid's considerably large, thin skin. After
oh, my gosh.
Paul is on
Paul's
fire
on fire,
tonight.
man.
After our win in Missouri in October, the team buses did a lap of honor around the Arrowhead before leaving for home. Reid has taken this personally and has been quoted as saying, "This isn't our style," implying we were disrespectful to them and they are above such things.
Yeah, because Andy Reid doesn't do cardio, clearly. He's not going to take any laps.
Well, there are plenty of instances where their players have been disrespectful to others. Ask the Jets in Week 8 when the Chiefs were dancing on the field during the game. And please don't start preaching respect and morals when you have Tyreek Hill in your team. Ooh. And here's another thing. Don't talk about style when you have the worst ketchup and mustard uniforms, the dumbest plastic fan base in sports, and a QB who is without a doubt the most arrogant player in modern history. You got bigger things to worry about than what we do on our way home. Try your cholesterol level for one, Andy.
Ah, jeez.
I put it down to fear. He obviously thought they were going to beat the AFC West unchallenged for years to come. Not going to happen, fat boy. Your party balloon is about to burst. I thought Mahomes was the number 1 Muppet in Missouri. But it would seem that Coach Sensitive is straight out of the Jim Henson workshop as well.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Queefs fans, I'll end this week by speaking in a language you don't understand. This week's Sunday Night Football game will be brought to you by the letter L and the number 4 and 28. I was so looking forward to being 7-3, I can't wait. I hate the Chiefs!
Come on!
Stay safe, Raider family. Stay safe, RFR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Pauly Award winner 2019, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time winner of the Raiders Fan Sizzler Award, and the newly named backup quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Paul. Amazing.
Paul.
That was funny.
Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello? Paul.
Hello?
Paul.
I met him
with Paul. Who? Paul. Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
All right, that was epic, Paul. So I gotta admit something. This is why I try not to consume other people's Raider content throughout the course of the week, as things pop into my head and then they come out on our show.
Right.
So I want to give credit where credit is due. The Andy hates cardio line came from the Mad Raider on Twitter. Andy Reid said today said Raiders earn the right to take a victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium. However, that's not our style. And then the Mad Raider responds and says, well, Doug, he clearly hates cardio. So props to the Mad Raider for that crack. That was not my joke. That was his. All right, Mosh, let's do a late entry before we get into the voicemail.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, can you read it?
Sure.
It's a little small on the font size there.
I gotta have it close to the face.
Okay, go close to the face.
Yo, what's up, Murph? Swaggy and the one and only Uncle Mosh. I hope everyone is in good health and on the way to win the lottery. Let's get to it. Uncle Mosh, I hope that you got caught up on the HBO show, The Alabama Chiefs. As a matter of fact, I did.
Did you really?
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Did you watch the Game of Thrones?
No, but you told me about it, so I'm caught up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Very disturbing stuff in that show. What's really disturbing is how Candy Reid is butthurt about our victory lap.
Nice.
He's just mad that the only lap he will get close to is his own when he rests his belly on it. But I will save all the good Chief jokes for next week. Let's talk donkeys. You see, my daughter came in to watch the game with me. Usually she would watch for a minute and then leave. But this time she stayed a little longer. Halftime came and she looked at me and asked, "What happened to My Little Pony?" Maybe I'm wrong, but I told her they all died. I'm a work in progress here, you see. Forgive me. Do you think Elway gets angry every...
That's underratedly funny. That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I told her... Okay, do you think Elway gets angry every time he goes to a store and sees kids are placing quarters into a machine with his face on it, and it takes him around in circles while playing music? If he goes swimming, is that considered a seahorse? Those are the questions that keep me up at night. I'm glad to see 24 out there getting under people's skins. Gosh. I do think he will learn when to settle down, though, because Third and Renfro had a nice return brought back. Speaking of third down, I know our defense balled out, but those third and long situations will haunt us if we don't correct them. We cannot allow a team to keep converting on those. Harris and Littleton may have lost a lot of snaps going forward, but I'll leave that for someone else to address. Back to Elway. Most people don't know that Elway was actually a funny on a show that I'm pretty sure most people haven't seen, but they sure have heard of. Here are some lyrics from the theme song.
Oh, no.
A horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is famous, Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you the answer that you'll endorse. He's always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed. Can anyone guess?
That's hilarious. And I want him to keep going, people. Yakety yak, you see, they waste their time a day. Yeah,
can anyone guess what character he played? All I'm saying is I never seen them in the same room together. He also starred in a few episodes of MASH and The Andy Griffith Show. I know it's hard to believe. I'm only in my 20s. All love and respect. Ta-da, Raider!
Oh, man. That was awesome, Ta-da, Raider. Man, great stuff there. All right, let's move on from the emails to the voicemails. Mosh, I'm going to hit a break real quick, and then we'll jump into the voicemails. I think. There it is. Oh, my gosh, that was funny.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey, folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag? Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murph, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
Britannia rules the waves. This is Keith Smith, the Crusader Raider, calling you from London, England. And you're listening to Raider Fan Radio. And we're in Murph's Cave, and I tell you, this is the only place you need to be. Go Raiders!
Oh my gosh, man. Funny stuff tonight in the emails, man. You guys are killing it. This is why we love you so much, Raider Nation, man. And everybody in the chat room as well. It's funny, whenever you hear us laughing off mic, a lot of times it's because we're reading the chat. The chat is amazing. Ma, shout them out. Who's in there tonight?
Oh my gosh. Aaron, right now I'm seeing Aaron, Lil Seek, ATWN 32 fam, Ron the Mater Raider, Reese Rock, Tada Raider, the Big Easy, Franklin 83, Raider Bon Rico, Pirate 1975, Lorenzo Quiros, and to win Blizzin Oakland Raiders for
Town
life.
Business is what that is, Mom.
What is it?
Town Business is what the kids say.
Oh, I thought it was to win. Oh, anyway, May Spitfire.
There we go.
Just a whole bunch of people.
Whole bunch of people in there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you joining us in the chat. So speaking of Reese Rock in the chat, thank you so much for that super chat. 100% of that money that you give us will go straight to the One Nation Foundation. I appreciate you and the way that you all have supported us tonight. Yeah, so whenever we see any of that super chat money, direct donations via onenationfoundation.net, the auction, if you want. Let me flash it up one more time real quick. Let me flash up the Bo Jackson picture.
Hey, the last time I said let me flash it, I got in trouble. Coach yelled at me.
Yeah. So we're auctioning this Bo Jackson original print off tonight. So if you want to win this thing, all you got to do is send me a bid amount. We're going to start the bid at $25, so minimum $25.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say on record that I'm going to start the bidding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. $25.
Wow. Okay, congratulations, Uncle Mosh. So if you got,
as of now,
if you
it's
want,
mine.
If you want to spend more than $25, then yes, then you can win that thing. And it's an amazing piece by Richard Miller, and Richard's info to Ether Art is in our show notes. All right, let's get to the voicemails. We're running out of time. Man, this has been so much fun tonight, Mosh.
Oh man, we've been having a ball.
And we're off next week, so if we got to kind of blow it out a little bit here and run over a few minutes, no big deal. So thank you, Reese Rock, for that donation. Now we're going to get into the voicemails. You can call us each and every week, 909-345-3346. Get your calls in by Tuesday is usually best. That way I can make sure that I get them into the following week's episodes. And that's 909-345-3346. And if you leave your message and you get it played on the show 3 times, or an indefinite amount of emails, you become a made man or a made woman, as we call it here on Raiders Fan Radio. And we have a leader of that crew. He is Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider. You can see him in the chat every week. Aaron, he just kind of like rose to fame around here quickly.
Absolutely.
In terms. And so he's no longer eligible for Sizzlers or anything like that. So we always lead off this segment of the calls with Aaron. And there's a reason why. It's because he's so freaking good at it. So check it out, Raider Nation. Here's Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider.
Greetings, Don Murph, Consigliere Moss. I'm the boss, Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Sizzler. Big Raider Trucker, Mojo from When the Universe Speaks, Ramon the Meme King, Swag Jeff, Ron the Mater Raider. Nation, it's Chiefs Week. Time to dial up the hate for the mustard, ketchup, and mayo-clad league darlings. Once again, the NFL has seen fit to uphold the recent Raiders-Chiefs rivalry tradition by once again gifting the Chiefs a bye week before we have to play them. The Silver and Black have the Chiefs' full attention this time. I mean, all week they've been spouting off about our victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium. I hate the Chiefs. The AFC is brutal, and even with the expanded postseason format, the Raiders or the Colts/Titans, the Ravens, the Browns, and even the Dolphins are all duking it out for 3 wildcard spots. And even RFR friend Rich Eisen has proclaimed the Raiders the most likely second-place team in any AFC division with the best chance for a Super Bowl appearance. Good juju, baby. Given our recent history, though, I mean, it all be too fitting if the Silver and Black, finished up with a 10-6 record and narrowly missed the playoffs. I hate the Chiefs.
Come on,
defensive end Carl Nassib had more interceptions than he did tackles last game. I hate the Chiefs. Should Hunter Renfrow break out another punt return for a touchdown, you can bet the farm is going to be called back on a penalty yet again. I hate the Chiefs. Free agent linebacker acquisition Corey Littleton might not be a starter whenever he returns back from the COVID reserve list. Make a play, dude. We paid you for it. I hate the Chiefs. Nick Kwiatkowski is the best middle linebacker the Raiders have had in the last 10 years, bar none. I hate the Chiefs. Wide receiver Henry Ruggs, come on, baby. You got to start making some plays on these deep shots and make them soon. I hate the Chiefs. DC4 is moving better in the pocket than he has at any point in his career, and he'll need to scramble to sustain, these drives going up against the Chiefs. And I hate the Chiefs. Meth-encrusted ribs, eating corn with false teeth sounds like Kansas City to me. I hate the Chiefs. Kicker Daniel Legatron Carlson has reliable feet. Long live our new kicker. I hate the Chiefs. I woke up before dawn. Birds began to tweet. Why the hell are they so happy? I hate the Chiefs. Ramon made a meme about AB's feet. I looked and laughed, but still hated the Chiefs. Big Raider Trucker honked on fools who had beef. On I-115, yeah, he hated those Chiefs. Raideroo hates Gunther, the Raiders DC. The stats don't lie. We still hate the Chiefs. Mojo's a shellback in Mustang LT. He crossed the equator, then returned from sea. Asked how was his journey. He snarled and spit a retort. I hate the Chiefs, Coyotes, and this punk-ass port. Baby Clellan is out with COVID-19. With or without him, I still hate the Chiefs. Swag Jeff bought gear. Buy one, get one free. It was all good. He bought nothing from me. At the end of the day, we both hate the friggin' Chiefs. The hit list. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Travis Kelce, DeAndre Washington, Lev Bell, Andy Reid, and Andy, the McRib. It isn't back for a limited time, baby. Tyrann Mathieu. It doesn't matter what his name is. He's a Hunter Badger to me. Nicole Hardman, and Byron Pringle, because his name is Pringle. Respect goes out to Kevin the Raider Nerd, B-Dog in a Pasture, Raider Born Rico, Haley from Scotland, Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, His Lordship, Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eye Patch, Rev Raider, Monster Mash Ken, Running Bear, Coach Davis, Raider Lim, Raider Cliff, Oso Raider, Big Easy Raider, Raider 1975, Fabricator Gil, Wild Raider, Death Scroll Steve in H-Town, Amingus brother to be named later, and everybody at the Fan Club Blitz, especially Splatterhead. Rue.
Oh my gosh, he's the best, man. Love
Capo
it, man.
Is unbelievable.
I love what the chat's talking about. That's like spoken word.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That was beautiful, man. Great job, Aaron. We appreciate you, my friend. And so it always kicks off the segment for the voicemails. Now this is like a murderer's row of call-ins for us. We got some
phenomenal
heavy hitters tonight, man. Some great calls.
Call out my new buddy. He was asking about. So where's this Rico guy I've heard about? Well,
okay.
Turn your lights down.
There you go.
Turn your lights down real low.
Get the lights down low. Fire up a candle, maybe some incense, whatever you got handy.
Fire up whatever it takes.
All right. Let's check in with the man. Let's check in with Rico from the Canary Islands.
Hey guys, Raider Rico here. So it was episode 162 of Raiders Fan Radio when I sent you a message and I say to you, I'm so happy with the signing in the free agency because that means only one thing. Turnovers on downs, fumbles, picks. I say you expect that ball to come back. Now, I got to be honest with you. Till now, I was a bit upset because I was thinking, that's not really what you was preaching. But, as a believer, as a man of faith who I am, sometimes you got to be patient. And sooner or later, hard work is going to pay off. So I'm really satisfied with that. Finally take form, the game plan take form in the defense. Let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's keep generating turnovers. Let's keep the ball in our hands and score touchdowns. That's what it's all about. So donkeys are donkeys, Muppets are Muppets. Let's go win the next one. Go Raiders. And with all that say, I love you all, and I'm out.
Oh, Rico,
nice.
We love you too, man. And donkeys are donkeys, and Muppets are Muppets.
That needs to be a shirt.
Oh, Swaggo, get on that, dude. That needs to be on our new TeePublic site. You can find our TeePublic gear, which 100% of the profits go, of course, to where? The One Nation Foundation. That is, you go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear, click that tab, and you'll find the TeePublic link Mosh, that's epic. Donkeys are donkeys and Muppets are Muppets. Man, with a freaking shield on it or something. I don't know, Swaggo. You're the designer in the family. Yeah, that would be amazing. Great job there, Rico, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling this week, man. That was awesome. All right, next up, we're going to... What's the chat saying? I know if you're laughing off mic, it's the chat room.
Mojo.
What did he say?
Barry White ain't got crap on Rico. It's moist in here.
Oh, my gosh. Were you baking a cake, Mojo? Of course. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Rico's the best, man. And actually, that was one of his more kind of like...
short and sweet and
short
to the
and
point.
Sweet, yeah. Usually he's got like some Stevie Ray Vaughan playing in the background and like, it's a little more chill setting from Rico. But anyways, appreciate you, Rico. As always, awesome job on the voicemail. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy in one city where one team plays and that other team plays.
And they don't have batteries.
It's Beto. You know the city.
Hey, Beto. You know the city. I've been a fan since, 99 when I was born, because my dad's a Raider fan as well, and he's been a fan ever since he got here to the country. But I'd say I started really following the team in 2013, when I bought my first hat and I started paying attention to the Raiders. And the first year I'd see the Broncos and the Raiders play, this was a very bad day, because it was always be like 47-14.
Right.
30-6, some like big blowout. So now, you Denver jackasses with the little burritos.
No, like it goes in the burritos.
Like you know what it's like to lose by 3 TDs and know that you're already done by the third quarter. I love that. Now, this should have been like 50 points. Easily should have been 50 points. I don't know what happened with the offense. I mean, that's the Denver's. I'm not going to credit them, those jackasses. I would say it was the Raiders' bad play calling, so I'm never going to give credit to those donks, bunch of jackasses. And the point is, Raiders played a great game. It's interesting to see how the Raiders are playing differently this year. The games that they're supposed to lose, they're winning them. And the games that they're supposed to win by a blowout, they're winning by a blowout. Last season, the Raiders faced the Bengals, and it was like by 7 points they won. They should have blown them out. But now the Raiders faced a team that's under 500, and they blew them out. So there's a different thing about the Raiders this year. There's something different about them. And obviously, Derek Carr's still playing like trash, and Derek Carr haters are still talking out of their ass, and they still are talking out of their ass. But the point is, Raiders are looking good. Chiefs coming in this week. As long as we're competitive, as long as the Raiders stay like that, the addition of David Irving was a very good pickup. He's proven out there to be Arden Key as well. And having pressure on the quarterback needs to happen against Mahomes, because we can do that to Mahomes, what we did to Drew Lock with Mahomes. Raiders are going to win that game.
Absolutely.
Anyway, before I go into the Zoom meeting I have for my class, Uncle Mosh, I want to see how you're doing with your teaching. And hopefully you have a very success. I haven't asked you about that, I know teachers have it really hard right now.
Thank you.
Especially different Zoom environment, how to teach students. I hope everything's good with you, Uncle Mosh.
Appreciate
And
that.
I heard that, if I say any LA team, I can't win the Sizzler. But from now on, after every call, I'm going to say an LA team, and eventually I'll get the Sizzler. So as always, go Raiders and go LA Kings.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, we didn't grow up hockey guys because there was no hockey in the Bay Area during the time that we grew up. I caught the latter end of the Sharks, but really I'm a Predators fan now after living in Middle Tennessee for so long, and I've watched Predators hockey live.
Sure.
Just like you have. And you were a hockey guy for the Nashville Knights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back when. So
absolutely.
I don't have any hatred for the Kings necessarily unless it impacts the Predators directly. So it's not like the Dodgers team or the Lakers team. And while we're on that, we were taking shots at Lasorda last week because, well, he's Lasorda, but prayers out to him. He's not doing so well right now.
No, he's not.
He's intensive care, what I heard, right?
And he really is a super guy.
He really is a nice guy. Yeah.
I'll bring in the bobblehead he gave me.
Yeah, we got to give respect there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mr. Dodger for sure.
Yeah, and he was actually, when you told him that you hated him to his face, he got it. Oh, I grew up in the Bay Area. I hated you. He understood it, and
he said to me one time. He said, at that very moment when he said that, he started laughing and he patted me on my belly, right, because he was doing the Slim Fast commercials at the time, right, and he goes, yeah, kid. He goes, get ready to beep this, but he goes, yeah, kid, I was an a-hole once too, and I'm like, all right, I love that.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, let me give you this. And he hands me a blue baseball, and it's the blue ones are the Hall of Fame, and it says on there. And so he signs it right there.
I didn't know this part.
Oh, yeah, I've got it in my – I'll have to bring it in here and show you. But he hands me this blue ball, and he writes on it Tommy Lasorda, HOF. And he put the date on there.
Oh,
and I'm like, right
that's
on.
Cool,
yeah,
man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then the second time he came back, he brought me a bobblehead, a Tommy Lasorda bobblehead.
I knew you had the bobblehead, but I didn't know about the baseball.
No, he was great. He totally,
cool, man.
He totally got it. He understood it, I mean, this is a guy that coached against Mays and McCovey and, Gaylord Perry and all my heroes growing up, So
yeah, because you grew up a Giants fan.
Absolutely, 100%
Giants fan. You grew up a Giants. Willie McCovey's your all-time favorite player.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I mean, you grew up a Giants fan, so that's clearly why Mosh hates the Dodgers. I hate him because Kirk Gibson, because I'm an A's fan.
Right.
And Kirk Gibson smacked that home run off of Dennis Eckersley in Chavez Ravine, and I'll never forget it. You know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. We can't stand the Dodgers, but
we love Tommy Lasorda.
Much respect to Tommy Lasorda. Absolutely. All right, next up, let's go. Okay, Mosh. I don't lobby for Sizzlers, but finally, this guy got in under the Google voice.
No.
Here we go. It's Kill Jadis, the most northern Raider fan up there in northern Alaska. And him and Macho Man Raider Savage.
All right. We got 3 minutes. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be marking the time now, aren't we?
Well, it's what we have to do right now. So, Macho Man Raider Savage. How about the game last Sunday?
Before I answer that, I got to ask you a question. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you beat the Broncos?
Is this another pun?
Answer the question, Kilty.
All right, fine. We'll beat the Broncos. You can always get to the quarterback, and the quarterback's your lock. So, you beat them, you gotta use a key like Arden key.
Wrong. Well, you were close, Kilty. You were very close. But you forget that we are the Raiders. Yeah. So look at the video scope. That's Raider Nation watching and listening to us right now. Yeah.
Video scope? Dude, there's not a camera. We have a phone call.
Yeah, Raider Nation and the Raiders are known to pillage and loot just for fun. And we take their goal away from our victims with excellence. Yeah. But the way you beat the Broncos is you gotta go through lock. As in through lock. And the only way we get through the lock is to pick up. You picked the lock. Ooh, yeah.
Picked the lock as an interception.
Yeah. And we picked the lock 4 times. Yeah. Jeff Pete was looking like a professional locksmith, whether he was reading a play, using a lock pick, or even using an old credit card trick. Yeah. And Kwiatkowski was doing it with one hand. Yeah.
Well, that sure wasn't any ball security at all. We're like, what, 1 minute, 30 seconds there right now?
Well, no security and opposite end. No, there wasn't. No matter how many deadbolts and chain links they were going to use, no matter what the combination was, the Raiders were going to perform a constant breaking and entry. Yeah. So the first step was close and tight. Tighter than a maximum security prison and tighter than the thong that Raider Puerto Rico uses when he's working in ladies' night. Yeah.
Wait, how do you know? What?
You heard what I said. Well, we broke in and took the play.
Well, it was a great win, I'd say. So, on to our next thing against the Chiefs. Now, what was that?
Look, we don't need to talk about the Chiefs. Instead, we should interview our special guest for the day. Oh, yeah.
Special guest? What are you talking about? What?
What? How did you get a donkey in here? He's our special guest. His name is Sean Elway.
That doesn't answer my question how you got a donkey in my room. And we don't have that interview. 2 minutes, 40 seconds, we gotta go, we're out of time.
We're doing the interview.
No, we'll get the Google voice.
How about you make the chair for the Google voice?
No, give it the ball.
That was amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
I love it. He pulled the plug on himself.
Yes.
It was so self-referential.
At 2:59, he pulls the plug on
his
himself.
Own plug. Oh, that was amazing. Kill Jadis. So dang funny, man. Oh, that was great, man. Great job there. So that's Kill Jadis.
Oh, you picked the lock. That was amazing.
Hello, how come everybody in the chat room, including the two of us sitting in the fan cave, are going, why didn't we think of that?
That's brilliant. That's genius.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Good job.
Yes. The lock pick.
Kill Jadis, next time you see Macho Man, tell him that was great.
That was great, man. Epic stuff there. Great job, Kill Jadis. All right. So we're starting to get late. Let's hit the accelerator. We got 3 more to get to. And next up, we're going to hear from our good buddy, Mikey. Yes, that Mikey Raider.
Yay!
Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swaggy Jeff, and all the Raiders fan radio made men. It's your boy, Mikey Raider, coming to you from Mom's basement. That's right. I've been quarantining like Biden, and I haven't made many appearances. But that's neither here nor there. Guess what time it is? It is Kansas City Queef Week. And with John Gruden taking a victory lap over those damn Chiefs on the bus, did he really put the Chiefs under the bus? By taking a victory lap, I say he did. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Murph, you paid your debt in full by rapping when we beat the Chiefs per our Mondays with Mikey and Murph show that'll hopefully come back sometime before the New World Order takes over. But you fulfilled your debt by rapping, and I loved seeing Vanilla Murph. You did a fantastic job, Vanilla Ice Murph. You did a fantastic job. But seeing as even though you paid your debt, we're playing the Chiefs again, and it might be a good omen if you promise to rap again every time we beat the Chiefs. You might be the good omen that lets us sweep the Chiefs. So I'm asking you live on your show, if we beat the Chiefs again, can we get a Vanilla Murph appearance for a second rap after we beat the Chiefs? Because the truth is, America needs a Vanilla Murph album, and you need 10 raps to be on an
Vanilla
album.
Murph.
So that's hopefully 10 victories and 10 Vanilla Ice Murph raps. Can you do it? Will you take on the challenge, Murph? Do you have the big balls? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, and I challenge you to accept, because you are a good omen to beat the Chiefs.
Fair
I
enough.
love you guys. Be blessed. Stay safe. Go Raiders. Oh, and only one more phone call, and I become a made man.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, we'll make Mikey a made man around here.
Absolutely.
One more call, Mikey. All right, so there's a little debate going on. So, we could probably just replay the one that we recorded. That would be a good way to go about it. But listen, I'll accept. I'm not going to do a full-on, thing like we did last time, but maybe a more produced version, maybe something a little more crafted that we could just play on the show. I might be into something like that. But yeah, man, as long as we keep beating the Chiefs, I'll keep shaming myself.
Absolutely. I sang Mr. Ed tonight, for crying out loud.
Exactly, absolutely. So or maybe Mosh will rap. Maybe this time I'll write a rap for you.
Oh my gosh, that would be the worst ever.
That would be the worst, but it would be
so much fun.
But probably pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
Maybe me and Swaggo. Maybe we'll just rotate around the fan cave. Next will be you, then we'll be Swag, then back to me and whatnot. Right?
Because we know Swaggy's the singer in the bunch.
Yo, he's for real got musical talent.
He's got pipes.
Yeah.
So So the us sluggos will do it.
Or I might, you know what? I might appoint my youngest, old Vinny. He's got some chops. He can sing.
Too,
maybe I'll bring him. But anyways, yes, Mikey, we will do something to commemorate your request. It may not be me directly because I don't want that to get tired of just, no one wants to see that. I don't think.
No, they don't.
Twice a year, even though I would love that. But yeah, in terms of us winning, but I wouldn't love to see myself doing that. So we'll come up with something fun for it for sure, man. We challenge accepted with a little bit of a caveat.
We will
How
have,
about
that's
that?
right. We will have Absolutely, because we'll have a little bit of time to work on it, too.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So we will get that.
We'll get something in. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy in Jersey.
Raider Puerto Rico says, yeah, we could call it Creepy Uncle Murph and the Murphettes in a XXX hip-hop video like the old times. Why, Rico, why I got to be Creepy Uncle Murph? I guess he knows me better than I thought.
We'll be like two Murph crew up in here. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy in Jersey, Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Uncle Mosh, Young Swaggo. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Just wanted to talk my bovine excrement. By the way, if y'all hear some nursery rhymes in the background, my son, he's over here going nuts on cocomelon. But don't mind that. But, it was a good week, man. Like, we went out there and we did what we were supposed to do, you know. They're not the greatest of teams, but they're still a divisional team. But we went out there and we handled them handily, you know, and that's what I like to see. Like 6-3, 3-0 in the division. Let's do what we do. But something that I've noticed, you know, we just seem to keep answering the bell on all these questions that people have for us. So this year, I'm starting to say that we need to start calling this the Shut the Up Tour, you know, because like just from subject to subject, you know, Gruden, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. He shouldn't have traded 52 over to the Bears. You never should have got rid of Souflaki Snoozer. Shut the up. You know, we moving. We doing what we supposed to do. Derek Carr. He shouldn't be our quarterback. He can't win the big games. He can't win in Kansas City and in bad weather. You know, he can't run the ball. He doesn't go deep. Shut the up. Then you got Paul Gunther. You know, he's been struggling a little bit with the defense this year. People have been calling for his head. This past week, 5 turnovers from the defense. They balled out. So they said, shut the up. Then you could even take it back to Tom Cable. Last year and past, people were calling for his head. You know, they were saying he was the worst offensive line coach in the league and he needs to be out of there and stuff. But look at him now. We're missing 3 starters. He has backups playing in multiple positions that they don't play. Shut that up. So, but that's what I like to see. We moving in the right direction, and I'm happy about it. And so now, on the next week, we got a real tough game because, you know, they're going to have that bulletin board material talking about they took the victory lap, so they coming for blood. They were coming for blood anyway because they're mad because we handed them their only L for the season. So we got to bring our A game. No drop passes this week. They need to get on them jugs machines, hit 50 push-ups every time you drop. But that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. Love the show. Peace.
You know, I just thought of something, Murph. What's that, Mosh?
What's that, Mosh?
So, Pirate 1975 said he would sing. He would rap.
Oh, I like it. He's the one that started the whole thing to begin with.
Right. We got Houston Raider Steve, the historian.
Yes.
He sings.
Yeah.
We've had a ton of people sing. I say this.
Okay.
I say if and when we beat the Chiefs next week.
Okay.
All of our emails, all of our calls must include a song. I can't wait to hear Macho Man sing.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Okay.
So when
That's
we beat the
challenge thrown back at you.
Challenge thrown back at you. Mikey, you want your third call? You call back, but you must rap.
Love it, Mosh.
Yeah.
Love it. That's beautiful.
Come on.
Because more of you and less of us is better anyway.
Absolutely.
No one wants to hear us sing.
No.
Yes.
I'm
love it,
telling
Mosh.
you. Yes.
Great stuff there. Great stuff. Also, our buddy Jeff Murphy from Domenico's, he's in the chat there, and he says he wants to see some Raider Ramon, or Razor Ramon, right?
Yeah.
So all I got to say is this. Hey, yo, Chico.
I was wondering what you were rummaging for over there.
A toothpick. I had to flick it at the camera. If you know, you know. All right, last call of the night. Let's get to our buddy Kevin, the Raider Nerd.
Raiders on the bus go round and round. Raiders on the bus go round and round. When the Raiders beat the Chiefs in their town. Raiders on the bus go round and round. When the Raiders beat their Chiefs in their town. Andy Reid will bitch and cry in town. When the Raiders beat the Chiefs in their town. Raiders on the bus go round and round.
Wait a minute. That's epic for Kevin the Raider Nerd. I know. Oh, we were just talking about singing on the show, man. Great job, Kevin. That was awesome.
That was really funny.
All right, here we go.
What is up, Raider Fans Radio? What's up, Murph, Mosh, Swaggy, Jay? This is Kevin the Raider Nerd checking in. Having a little fun there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I wanted to, first of all, say thank you, Derek Carr and John Gruden, for proving me wrong.
Yep.
I was harsh on you guys earlier this season, and I am seeing what I was asking. I was seeing progression. I was seeing continuity. And I'm seeing this team work together as a team. I'm seeing adjustments, and I am so happy to say that I was wrong, and especially when it leads to Raiders winning. So congrats very much to Derek Carr and the offense and John Gruden. Defense is coming up there too. And by the way, I want to give a shout out of respect to Uncle Mosh, who did not jump on the bandwagon that many fans were saying regarding Gunther. A lot of people were calling for his head, and I think that we were a little too soon to hang him out, because I know that he was working with a lot of players that were still trying to find their groove, and I think that before we call for coaches' heads, like myself, let's kind of look at the big picture and realize that they could be coaching their hearts out, but maybe the players aren't quite gelling yet. And so much respect to you, Mosh, for jumping out and saying, I'm not jumping on that let's get rid of Gunther bandwagon. So much respect to you. Chiefs bye week conspiracy still heading out there. I know over the last, since 2009, the Raiders have had only one winning season and have been playing very badly. And the Raiders have been playing the Chiefs, I think, 6 out of the last 10 years, if I remember correctly. And so the Raiders have been playing very bad, the Chiefs have been playing very bad Raiders teams, so keep that in mind. But I feel really good about them this year. Last but not least, I want to give major respect to Ricky Ricardo, who passed away, the owner and proprietor of Ricky's, the famous and best Raider bar ever. He and his wife did a great job, and he welcomed me once when I arrived, and I gave him an Atlanta Raider Booster Club shirt, and he put it in the case there, and he welcomed me as a first-time visitor. So thank you guys very much. Hope you're doing well. Let's get a victory against the Chiefs.
Google Voice.
Not this time, Google Voice. Would you think it was Kill Jadis?
What the hell, man? You trying to put me out of work?
Kevin sent me a text afterwards, and he goes, hey, man, I think I got Google Voice. No, you didn't, Kevin. You got
259.
Point
like 6.
Yes,
yeah.
like just underneath the wire there, man. So great job by Kevin there. We appreciate you. So Uncle Mosh, so each and every week, he awards the Sizzler Award, which goes out to the best email. So Uncle Mosh, in the spirit of Razor Ramon and Jeff's request and saying too sweet, who do you got?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we start. I mean, man, what a night. What a night. What a night. Our emails were crazy. Frank in NorCal, Lalo, you had the Mangus, Paul, and then Tada,
Mangus to be named.
You know, Capo kicked it off with Capo hates the Chiefs. Rico telling us hard work pays off, and then came up with that donkeys are donkeys, Muppets are Muppets.
Oh,
I love
good.
it. I love it. Beto, lifelong fan. Hey, shout out to the Kings. Kill Jadis. Kill Jadis.
Kill Jadis, man.
Pick the lock. Dude.
So good.
That needs to be a freaking shirt.
Oh.
Dude catching it with
Kwiatkowski with one hand.
With his one hand. Pick the lock.
Make that happen, Swaggo. Let's go.
Mikey, the challenge to get you to rap again turned into us challenging back to an all-rap voicemail show.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Rev, shut the...
F up, you know?
And then, shut the F up tour.
Yeah, I'm serious. And then Kevin the Raider Nerd, Raiders on the Bus. Loved it. Loved the singing.
Great job. And great shout out to Ricky Ricardo, too, by the way. Much condolences to that family.
And then, of course, his content was spot on, man. His content was spot on. So I got to tell you, tonight, the Sizzler.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
We got a double bubble.
You got a twofer.
We got a double bubble.
Oh, I love this. I love it.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler.
We got a double.
What?
It's never been done before.
We've never had a double-double.
We've never had a double-double.
No.
We've got 2 emails. Paul and Tada.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
Tada both hammered it. When you can make me cry, when I'm reading and I had tears coming down my cheeks, I was dying.
I'm so glad we got Tada's email in late.
Yes. And then, of course, Kevin, you hit it out of the park, brother. You hit it out of the park with the Raiders on the Bus, and then your content was amazing. You also get a Sizzler, but the double part of your double bubble goes to Kill Jadis and the Pick a Lock. So we are actually a foursome. We are awarding a double Sizzler. Never been done before.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
We are talented, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders.
You know why we're out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Jeff Murphy, you are a bad man.
Oh, man. I won't repeat that one. We'll give him the 2.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. So it's cracking me up. So we've rarely done 2. You know,
you're not the guy
do that.
To do participation trophies.
No,
like, it's
I hate
not
that
you.
crap.
Yeah,
but with the way that I take all my notes and I write down and I mean all the stuff that I've had and I go content and I go delivery and I go fan appeal and I mean it was so freaking tied. And first of all, for the emails to be able to get a Sizzler is crazy.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's really hard because you don't get inflection and those things, right?
No, but just, I mean, the work that these guys all put into this tonight. And my favorite thing about the whole thing is we were going right along. We had like 35 thumbs up, and then it was 40, and then it was 45, and then it went up to 50, and now it's at 52, and then somebody hit us with the thumbs down.
Oh, no.
I think it was Swaggy because he wasn't here.
Or somebody's like a Hogan guy and didn't want to hear all the Macho Man references,
I know, right?
But no, listen, Raider Nation, this is what is so beautiful about, celebrating you on this show is that, like, tonight, like, going into it, like, Mosh and I were even talking about it before the show started, like, the phone calls and the emails were just absolutely perfect tonight. You guys are the best. We love your creativity. We love your passion for Raider Nation. We love all the ways that your passion comes out, whether that's Richard Miller's art, the Bo Jackson picture, whether that's the music that comes out from folks like them Raider Boys, comes out in your calls, it comes out like, that's what makes Raider Nation so special is the way the creativity comes out. And so thank you so much for the way that you contribute to us here at Raiders Fan Radio. Kill Jadis, thank you for the super chat tonight, my friend. 100% of that money is going to go to the One Nation Foundation. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate you. And Mosh, this is a lot of fun tonight. We ran way over, but you know what? Who cares, man? Chiefs week! Let's go, Raiders!
We hate the Chiefs!
We hate the frickin' Chiefs, man. Let's go beat their ass. We took care of business at Arrowhead. Let's take care of business in Vegas. Mosh, thank you for being here tonight, man. It's been a lot of fun.
It was my pleasure, man. We haven't done a double in a long time, just you and I. Swaggy's doing daddy duty, and,
this has been fun, man.
Yeah,
it's been fun. And look for us on Thursday.
On Thursday, we'll be road tripping. Yeah.
Gonna be fun.
Can't wait, man.
I know, me too.
Oh, gotta throw them bones, man. Throw them. Well, we appreciate everybody that was in Kill Jadis right now. I can see Jeff Murphy, Michelle Sweet, Franklin 83, Lee B, Reese Rock, the Big Easy Pirate 1975, Mark Thompson, our new folks that joined us earlier. Man, everybody's here and everybody's fired up, and
And we're just thankful that they're all here. You got anything?
No, man. Let's get on out of here, man. We've kept them hostage enough.
Hey, thanks for listening tonight. Our little buddy Swaggy couldn't join us, so you had Murph and your old Uncle Mosh. And you've been listening to, listen up now, Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't ever forget, boys and girls, a donkey is a donkey, a muppet's a muppet.
Yes.
What happens in Vegas started in Oakland. Good night, everybody. God bless. Wear your mask.
Good night, YouTube. Oh, my gosh. That was a fun show.
That was such a good show. Last weekend was a blast. The Colorado home for the bewildered sent their football team to Vegas for our guys to play with, and we picked up another stylish victory.
Wait a minute. The Colorado home for the bewildered. That was epic.